We're going to walk out of this stadium tonight with our heads held high.
That is amazing. Wow, what a game.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
One more for the record books.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
At the buzzer, knocks it down.
Pick is up. Yes. He made it. Yes. Reverse layup is good with 5 seconds left.
Put 6 on my stat. First title in program history.
Being an in-state kid, everything that I wanted in the school was right at home.
Every coach has a toolbox, and every tool is from another coach.
Camaraderie, be able to hang out with each other and be together.
Takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Led by a future Badger.
I'm very excited for this kid because he is brilliant.
What an absolute javelin toss. He's going to throw a jump pass and complete it for the 2-point conversion to Hawk.
I mean, we can see a lot of offense.
Put the exclamation point on it.
At the buzzer. Wow. It's good. Oh, my goodness.
Do your best.
Thank you so much for all you guys do for high school sports.
Guys, I got goosebumps.
That's all anybody can ask for.
The biggest games, the most compelling stories, the area's best high school sports coverage. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
With quality Honda vehicles. Trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. And we have a phenomenal matchup on tap for you tonight between the Sauk Prairie Eagles and the visiting Madison Edgewood Crusaders. My name is Riley Yauk, here alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. And Dennis, we've got a good old-fashioned win and you're in scenario tonight. What are you looking for in this matchup?
Well, first of all, my son is an Edgewood grad, so he said, Dad, I'm Mr. Edgewood. And then I've been covering Sauk Prairie for the local paper weekly for about 10 years. So I've got a lot of good vibes about this game.
Loyalties, I'm just saying.
I think both coaches have done a great job. Kids are awesome. And we couldn't ask for a better way to end the regular season. 9 weeks of incredible weather, considering that Wisconsin waits 5 minutes on change.
Yeah, I believe it's about 60 degrees right now. Should be around 60 at kickoff. Going to dip into the lower 50s. But, man alive, for middle of October, you could not ask for anything better.
This is football weather. Driving up here, you can see the leaves all changing, thanks to the couple of freeze nights we've had. And, wow, just a perfect night for football. We got a turf field, so no worries about
no poor
mud
conditions.
Or anything. Yeah.
Beautiful facility here. I believe they built it 4 years ago, as I was informed by one of the coaches. And we got phenomenal weather. We got a phenomenal playing surface, and we have some phenomenal coaches on both sides of the ball, Dennis. Let's start with Madison Edgewood's Jesse Norris. What do you have on him today?
Well, it's his 7th season head coach. He's 33-31, 8th year overall. He's actually a sales pro with BSN Sports when he's not coaching the Crusaders. Native of Lima, Ohio. Played wide receiver and linebacker for Hillsdale College. He coached at Culver Stockton College for 4 years. Was at his alma mater at Shawnee High School, where he taught phys ed and was an assistant football coach and a track coach. Was at Plantation High School for a year, and then he came to Madison. His wife's actually from Dodgeville. They wanted to get closer to home, and when the job opened up, it was a great hire. He hired to succeed Al Minard, Hall of Fame coach, following the 2017 season. He's got a couple of kids, Willow and Wilder.
Hey!
And I'm sure they'll be future football players, but big fans of Dad.
Yeah, gotta love the W names, Willow and Wilder.
And Sauk Prairie coach Randy Wallace came in and he took over. First year was kind of tough. They were 0-9, went 2-7, 4-5, and this year 4-4. So looking to turn the corner here. He replaced head coach Clay Iverson, who stepped down in June of 21, actually in March, and then Randy got the job that June. Fourth season, they're 10-25, but like I said, the last 2 years now, they're 8-9 overall. So the program's turned around. He was a Lodi Middle School boys and girls basketball coach for a while, a track coach, and taught physical education in elementary school. He was the director of the youth and middle school football programs here in Sauk Prairie for 12 years. Prior to taking over as head coach, he was an assistant coach with the O&D lines, and he's now the co-offensive coordinator here with the Eagles. He's currently a middle school physical education teacher and has 5 kids, including a few that are adopted. So he's a dad first. Prior to teaching, he worked for Culver's franchising, and then he got his degree in education. So Sauk Prairie's lucky to have him, as is Edgewood to have Coach Norris. So 2 great guys, great programs, and we're looking for just an outstanding game tonight.
That we are. And the coaches' profiles are brought to you by the Midwest Financial Group. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group, coaches for your financial world, organizing all the players on your personal team for the best chance of success. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get a start today on your financial future. That's mfgteam.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. FINRA/SIPC, registered investment advisor. And we're looking for a phenomenal game tonight, Dennis. Taking a look at both of these teams, let's start with Sauk Prairie this time. What are their keys to victory tonight?
Well, number one, win the turnover battle. That's what they did last week against Stoughton. Control the line of scrimmage. Again, they had 7 sacks last week. Outstanding performance in a 34-0 win over the Vikings. And execute in all 3 phases of the game. Last week, Lawson Meyer had a 48-yard interception return for a touchdown. They have a kicker, Nick Kieser, who was a soccer player until this year. He booted 3 of the kickoffs into the end zone, along with a couple of field goals.
I was watching him kick before the game happened. He's got a leg.
He's done a great job. And then you got a linebacker for Sauk Prairie. First-year starter Brian Breinig. He had 18 tackles, 4 for loss last week. He leads the team with 94 tackles this year in his first year as a starter. Middle linebacker. You love those middle linebackers that are all
bruisers.
Yeah, and he's done a great job for them. So all 3 phases.
All righty, now taking a look at the Edgewood Crusaders. What do they have to do tonight to punch their ticket to the playoffs?
Well, consistency on both sides of the ball. Number 2, establish the run. They've had a problem running the football the last few years, but they like to be able to, again, grind things out. And then pressure the quarterback. Landon Schultz missed a game for Sauk Prairie with an injury. Came back last week through 2 touchdown passes. Landon's had a great season so far. He's 11 touchdowns, passed for almost 1,000 yards, and he's also a dual-threat quarterback. He a lot of the plays they have, he audibles the line of scrimmage, and the coach trusts him to basically go out, here's our game plan, and he always makes the right decision.
How often does that happen in high school football, Dennis?
Not too often you can do it, but last year when he took over as a starting quarterback, they realized he can beat you with his legs, and he doesn't run to run. He runs to get first downs. He'll take some contact. He knows when to slide so he doesn't get that direct shot, but he's an inspirational leader, and they really missed him the 1 week he was out.
Yeah, sounds like Edgewood's going to have their hands full if they cannot contain Landon Schultz for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. We're going to step aside as the Sauk Prairie Eagles about to do a run out. It appears there's a pink out in the student section tonight, more than likely for breast cancer awareness. You love to see it. We're going to take a break for the player and team introductions and the national anthem as well. You are listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of PrepMania, we'll feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the PrepMania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Welcome back to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. The senior night festivities are over. We just had a beautiful rendition of the national anthem sang behind us by the Sauk Prairie Choir, and we are ready for some football, Dennis, on this beautiful night in Sauk Prairie between the Eagles and the Crusaders. Win, and you are in. We got, it looks like a supermoon coming up off the horizon as well.
Oh,
you
sweet.
cannot make this stuff up. It is beautiful, Dennis. I'm ready to go.
You bet. And Sauk Prairie going to get the opening kickoff, receive it. We'll have to wait to see Nicholas Keyser for Sauk. Last game, he put 3 of the 4 kickoffs in the end zone.
We'll see how Will Kelly does for the Edgewood Crusaders. As you can see on your video screen, the Madison Edgewood Crusaders in white with the maroon trim, the maroon and gold chrome decals on the helmets. Sauk Prairie in their home blacks with the red Eagles wing and the UCLA stripes across the shoulder pads. Will Kelly runs up, and this game is underway, and that one backs him up into the end zone. That is a touchback. Caden Hermsdorf. No gain on the return. Eagles will start at their own 20-yard line. Dennis, we talked about him in the pregame. Landon Schultz leading this offense needs just 18 yards to crack the 1,000-yard mark. Lawson Meyer in the backfield, also a threat. Has yet to fumble on the season, knock on wood. This offense can be dynamic. 3 receivers. Schultz in the gun. Going to be a give off the left side. Shakes a couple of men up to the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 4 they're going to give him.
Hayden Meyer, number 16, linebacker with a tackle there. But no surprise there. Meyer's going to be touching the ball a lot. Also starting inside linebacker. Last week he picked off a pass, ran it back 48 yards for a touchdown, and also rushed for a touchdown.
I watched that. He's got breakaway speed.
Watch him on the power sweep right and left. That's been his bread and butter all year.
Ball on the right hash. Schultz in the pistol. Meyer right behind him, gives to him, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. No siree, says Jackson Kitzmiller.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dennis. It looked like a 6-0 from my vantage point. It was big old 5-0. Kitzmiller, 5'10", 271 pounds, the senior, all-capital first team last year.
It's his 10th tackle for loss on the season. He's also forced a fumble this year. He is a 4-year varsity player and starter for the Crusaders.
And he is a force on that defensive line. 3rd down and 9 on this first possession of the game. Schultz back to throw, looking left, fires down that way, makes the adjustment, and the ball falls incomplete. Was looking for the tall, lanky Casey Brickle on that far sideline. Going to be a 3-and-out to start the afternoon, or the evening, I should say, for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. 10:40 left to play in this one, the first quarter.
Yeah, Brickle, 6'5", senior. First year out, he played soccer, and he's a basketball player. And I asked him about what he was out there. He had a nice touchdown catch. He goes, I'm tall. I'm out there to catch those. Throw it up, and I'll go get it. But that time, not able to come down with it.
Now you can tell he tried to make the adjustment as we get to see Nick Keyser for the first time. Spiraling kick. Takes a bounce at the 40. Here comes Port the other way. 45 makes one man miss. Not the whole swarm of Eagles who greet him at the 49-yard line. Still great field position to start for this Madison Edgewood offense.
Yeah, 42-yard punt there for Keyser, but great job here for Edgewood now, just starting short of midfield.
Ryland Port averaging 14.5 yards a punt return this season. Good effort there by the Eagles to stem the tide. 1st down and 10 from their own 49-yard line for Madison Edgewood as Gannon Bagstad leads his team out. Haven't talked much about him today. He's also only 75 yards away from that 1,000-yard mark. ATD's 4 interceptions on the season, and it's going to be a give up the middle to Patterson. Strong run up across the midfield stripe into Sauk Prairie territory. Going to mark him down at the 46-yard line.
Actually, it was Halloran.
Halloran.
Yep, number 2.
Pardon me.
2 and 9, with the way those numbers are, they kind of look pretty similar on here.
Second misidentification of this young first quarter. Not a bad start. As
still picked up 5 yards on the play, though.
Halloran, only 5'6". Also a force on the defensive side of the ball is Bagstad in the gun. Second and medium, Port in motion to the right side. Going to be a little jet touch pass to him. He's got a crease up the middle, fights forward. Near the 1st down marker, they're going to put him a yard short. Dragged down from behind by Brian Brunig. And it's going to be 3rd down and manageable from the 42-yard line of Sauk Prairie on this opening drive for the Crusaders. 9:26 left to play here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, Breinig had 18 tackles last week. Got his first one right there.
18 tackles in a game is something else. Pistol for the Crusaders. 3rd and short, Bagstad. Give up the middle to Halloran, who's got some space across the 30 near the 25. And that's where they'll mark him. 1st down and a whole lot more for the Crusaders. They're marching.
Yeah, and the losses for Sauk this year, they've given up a lot of 30, 40, 50-yard plays. Beaver Dam was one. Portage another one that stung them. That was a big difference last week with Stoughton. They did not give them those chunk plays.
Edgewood hustles to the line. Bagstad looking at that left flat, overshoots his intended target, A.J. Ganewick. 2nd down and 10. Look to be Jackson Martin on the coverage for the Eagles.
Both teams kind of filling each other up, but Edgewood marching here for their first, trying to get their first score.
Edgewood efficient so far, but behind the sticks now. Short pistol, Halloran still in the backfield. Bagstad, give to the right side. Cuts upfield. Penalty markers down as the ball comes out, and it looks like it's Sauk Prairie football. They're signaling they have it. As of now, we're waiting for a signal. Referees have yet to give anything as Halloran is down, clutching that right ankle. We still have no indication on whose football it is, and just hope that Jack Halloran is okay.
One thing to keep in mind, both teams have good field goal kickers. Kelly is 7 of 10, and Keyser for Sauk Prairie 7 of 9 this year. So you think anything inside the 25 is probably makeable for both of them.
Indication that the penalty was on Madison Edgewood.
We got a hold or illegal block in the back
on the Crusaders. As I'm assuming they did not rule that Halloran fumbled the football, as he is helped to his feet. To a polite round of applause from this Sauk Prairie crowd, and does not appear he can put any weight.
Hope it's on another knee.
Right foot.
Both Ashton and Aiden Fickle, Coach Fickles from Badgers, his sons, both out with ACL injuries. Ashton was injured in the opening win over McFarland, and then against Stoughton, Aiden went down. And it does not look good there for Halloran, but we hope the best for him.
Thoughts and prayers for Jack Halloran, as hopefully he is okay.
So we'll probably see Louis Laporte and Cade Patterson, number 9, in the backfield.
And with the block in the back penalty, that bumps the Crusaders back 10 yards from the 34 of Sauk Prairie. 4 receivers here. Going to be a play fake. Bagstad looking back to his right, and that one falls incomplete, skips off the hands of Ganewick. And just like that, a promising drive. The Crusaders now facing 3rd down and 19 from the 34. 8:25 left to play here in quarter number 1.
This is one of the keys, the consistency Coach Norris talked about, of being able to have drives and move down without a penalty here or a tackle for loss.
Can't shoot yourselves in the foot as Hunter Malota in the backfield now for the Crusaders. Bagstad, straight drop, fires over to the left side, almost has his man Ben Morey in and out of the hands. The second drop of the drive for these Edgewood receivers. Unfortunate, he had space to maneuver if he was able to haul that one in, and we'll see.
So be a 51-yard field
goal
attempt.
To do.
And a punt, so well, you're not going to get too much difference. So do you go for it, or you just try to pooch one and maybe inside the 10?
Will Kelly is on.
Going to line it up. It looks like it's actually marked at the 42, a 52-yard field goal attempt.
If Will Kelly makes this field goal, the Green Bay Packers might want to take a look at this kid. Heard they could use some consistency beyond 50 yards as Will Kelly lines up Wyatt Gibbs Back to return anything that falls short for Sauk Prairie. Safe, light field goal rush appears to be the kick is up. A line drive and no attempt for Wyatt Gibbs. That one skips into the end zone, and the Sauk Prairie Eagles will take over after the miss. Worth a shot if you're Edgewood.
7-play drive, started out promising and ended up just netting 17 yards total. And now for the second time in a row, Sauk will start out 1st and 10 on its own 20.
Good stand by the Eagles defense, bending but not breaking. They hope their offense can now pick up the slack. 8:17 left to play in this first quarter.
And keep an eye on number 8, Frosch, Bowden Frosch, #1 target for
Schultz takes
Schultz.
The snaps, give to Meyer off the left side, picks his way forward for a gain of about 2. Lawson Meyer, also a threat out of the backfield as a receiver, has over 100 yards receiving on the season. And a touchdown.
One of those players, during timeouts, he goes get the water and bring it out. He does everything for last year.
Five
just
to a player, you could
this
say.
Year, yeah, last year linebacker, this year both sides of the ball.
Frosch in motion, going to be a give off the right side. Now to Meyer, who finds a hole, shoots through for a pickup of about 4.
There's a nice tackle there.
Kitzmiller appeared to bring it down, as well as Seth Myers.
Yeah, A.J. Charles in on the play there, too. He was one step away from breaking that.
You were talking about how the Sauk Prairie defense has given up some big plays, and that's cost them. How about this Madison Edgewood defense? As 3rd down and 4 on their second possession of the game. Landon Schultz in the pistol. Meyer behind him. Edgewood showing blitz. Kitzmiller flinches, and they're going to call him for offsides.
Yep, and a 1st down.
You'll take that if you're the Eagles. Move the chains up across the 30-yard line. A gift from this Edgewood defense. And an uncharacteristic mistake from Kitzmiller.
Giving up 270 yards, 120 rushing, 150 passing a game.
First down and 10. Fresh set for the Eagles. Schultz play fake, rolling out, finds Meyer, coming back the other way. Across the 35, near the 40. Looks like he's past the sticks, still on his feet, fighting across the 45.
Just won't come down.
However, there is a penalty marker down.
In the backfield for a hold, yep.
And that will be a hold.
Nice
Penalties give, and they take it away.
Nice little screen pass to the right.
Beautifully designed.
That would have netted about 20. Would have been a 1st down, definitely. Instead, the hole.
Just like that. About a 25-yard swing in field position as the Eagles back up all the way to their own 22. 1st and 20 now. 6:38 left to play in quarter number 1. Edgewood showing a little pressure here. Here it comes. Pitch off the right side as he is destroyed. That was Braden Schaff on the carry. And it looked like Seth Myers delivered the big hit.
Yeah, just 5'6". He looks small on the basketball court, let alone on the football. Yeah, Braden, 5'6", 155-pound former soccer player. Yeah, a couple of guys last year were thinking about going out, then decided no. And then this year, yeah, that's why senior year, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Both Brickle, Schaff, and Keyser, and all of them have made an impact on this team this year.
Nothing like the Friday night lights as we tick under 6 minutes left to play. 2nd down and 17 for the Eagles after a 3-yard pickup from Braden Schaff. He's still in the backfield. Schultz back to throw. Pressure coming, rolling out to his right. Buying some time, lofts it up, and just past the outstretched fingertips of the intended target, Cade Kinney.
Looking for his tight end on that play.
Cash Soma on the coverage.
So both teams, last two drives, Edgewood a block in the back, and now Sauk with a holding penalty. Put you behind the chains, awful tough to make up. So let's see if they got a 17-yard plus play in their playbook here.
Edgewood good at pinning their ears back and making life difficult. Once the odds are stacked against the offense, Schultz takes the snap. Pressure coming, hit as he throws, lofts it up and out of bounds.
That was intended for Bowden Frosch.
Looking for his guy as it was swatted out of bounds. That play didn't look like it had a chance.
He was lucky to get that one off.
Kitzmiller and Lee right in his grill.
Defensive line looking for dinner on that one, and he was
They're
the
hungry.
main course. Yeah.
They want some Pizza Hut. As Nick Keyser on to punt it away for the Eagles. Light pressure from Seth Myers. Line drive, spiraling kick. Here comes Ryland Port. Makes a man miss across the 50-yard line. Still on his feet. Drives up near the 45-yard line. He was brought down by Riley Jadak.
Another 42-yard punt there for Keyser, but a great return. 13, looks like about 17 yards on that return.
Madison Edgewood winning the field position battle thus far. See if they can turn it into some points here with 5:17 left to play in quarter number one. Bagstad and company back on the field. Hunter Malota replacing the injured Jack Halloran. Two H-backs, two receivers set here for the Crusaders. Bagstad give off the right side to Malota, and he is destroyed in the backfield. 4 Eagles there to greet him. I see Jadak, Brunig.
Lawson Meyer was in on the play.
Jake Buckles might have been in on it as well, as the Crusaders start by going backwards. 2nd down and 14 upcoming from the 49 of the Eagles.
He was pretty much looking at a group photo on that play.
Offensive lines appear to be struggling so far here early in this first quarter. Bagstad give up to Malota. This time he's got space to work up across the 40-yard line before he's driven back.
Hermsdorf,
Trent Backeberg
and Hermsdorf
wrapped up his legs. But there you go. Offensive line made a massive hole for Malota on that one. And just like that, 3rd manageable now for the Crusaders. 3rd down and 2. Bagstad, Seth Myers, the H-back on the right side. Going to be a play fake, screen pass out on the right side. Ben Maury, a little juke move. And he picks up the 1st down with a little emphasis. Put that on his highlight reel. 1st and 10 Crusaders. Ben Maury with the quick sticks.
The top receiver for Edgewood this year came in with 19 catches. Big one there.
Bagstad in the pistol, going to be a give to Malota this time, and he shoots through the hole for a pickup of about 5. Solid gain on 1st down. Edgewood on schedule thus far. Dennis, if you're Madison Edgewood here, what are you dialing up on 2nd and 5?
Put it up in the air. I think they're going to run the ball again, but I put it up in the air. Just test the secondary for Sauk. Oh,
Bagstad going to be a QB keeper, lowers the shoulder and pushes ahead near the 1st down marker. He's going to be about 2 yards short.
Last 2 times these teams met, last time was actually 2020 in the pandemic. when a lot of schools were shut down, but not Edgewood. They played outside the county, and Sauk played. Edgewood won 16-12. Sauk won back in 2019 when it was a non-conference game. So last two meetings have been really close. Expect this one to go right down to the wire as well.
That's what it's shaping up to be so far. Slight edge to Edgewood with just under 2:30 to play. Third down and short. Bagstad takes the snap. Give to Malota. He's got the first down and more. Up to the 15-yard line. Trent Backeberg and Hemsdorf combined to make the stop, but not nearly in time, as the Crusaders just keep on chugging.
Yeah, Hermsdorf at safety. Your safety's making tackles. That's not a good sign.
It's not the ideal scenario.
Pick up an 8 in the first down there now. Second first down on this drive.
Hayden Meyer lined up. Left side of the formation. Seth Myers, Ben Morey out to the left as well. Bagstad give up the middle to Malota, and he is slung down from behind by Riley Jadak. The tackle actually gave him a couple on the play.
Yeah, tackled him forward at that time.
1:45 left in quarter number one.
You're here in the red zone.
Got to watch out for some of these big Edgewood receivers. The tight end, Seth Myers. Ganewick tall as well. Play action here. Finds Seth Myers up past the 10-yard line. He's driven to the turf at the 6-yard line, right at the sticks. They're going to mark him short. Third down and maybe a half yard for the Crusaders. Is right on cue. Seth Myers gets the ball in his hands. Makes the defense pay a little bit. Third down and maybe a football.
How about quickness? Neither one of these lines are big. Offensive line is only about 220 for Edgewood, 200 for Sauk.
Bagstad give to Malota, and he is swallowed up. Devoured in the backfield by Mason Bentley, flying off the edge. And Edgewood is turned back on third down. Decision time for Jesse Norris, and he appears to be sending on his field goal unit. I see Will Kelly out there. Let's see, now they're hesitating a little bit.
The last kick was not good. That was just a line drive that didn't go anywhere.
And it appears they're going to wait till the end of the first quarter to make any rash decisions here. As we are through one. Your score, Sauk Prairie 0, Madison Edgewood 0, but threatening with a 4th down and 5 on the other side. You're listening to, we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Bucky wants a Honda with lots of headroom.
Zimbrick, Fish Hatchery Road.
Something with room for all your friends, right?
These are the people who take good care of you.
It's gotta be red, of course.
Get to know Zimbrick, 'cause you deserve it.
Zimbrick Honda. Hundreds of options. Zero hassle.
Zimbrick, Fish Hatchery Road.
Welcome back to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. PrepMania brought to you in part by UW Credit Union. As for over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. UW Credit Union is proud to support all the area's student athletes. Make sure to listen every week to hear who the student athlete of the week is. And we got a good one so far here in Sauk Prairie, as it looks like the Crusaders have decided to take their points, so to speak, although nothing guaranteed, as Will Kelly on to attempt the field goal here to start the second quarter.
He looks like he'll be marked at the 25 or just short. Yeah,
Lines are down.
25-yard field goal attempt marked at the 15.
Good snap. Good hold. Kick is a wobbler. It is up, and it is good. Line drive for Will Kelly, but 3 points is 3 points. A zero-sum game, as Mark Tauscher likes to say, and the Edgewood Crusaders take a 3-0 lead here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, 10 plays, 37 yards on that drive. And you see 5 minutes, 21 seconds, so a long drive. Edgewood grudgingly gave up, Sauk grudgingly gave up yards on that play. Big one by Bentley, though, forcing the field goal instead of 6. Started out the year, he's a defensive lineman. Last week he played nickel when they went to a 4-man front. He's kind of the inspirational leader. He's the guy that's out there running around.
The rah-rah.
Pumped. Yeah, it's one of the captains of the team.
Getting the guys fired up.
He pumps them up. So Edgewood's had, Sauk has had 3 shutouts this year, all at home. Not tonight, though. Edgewood on the board here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you wonder, you think Edgewood's going to have to start converting these drives into touchdowns if they want to beat Sauk Prairie tonight?
Yep, as you said, whatever points are. Points on the board, let's take them.
Fair enough as Will Kelly on to boot it away. Hermsdorf and Gibbs back to receive. And Hermsdorf is going to let it roll just out of bounds.
All right, out to the 25.
Dangerous game he's playing. However, it pays off as Sauk Prairie will start from their own 35-yard line. Significantly better than the 20-yard line.
He's holding his hands like, what are you guys doing? Ball's out here. Drop the puck. A little indecision out here by the crew.
Yeah. But, hey, at this point, we're just happy this game has referees. We were talking about the Waunakee-Milton game that had to happen yesterday because they couldn't find referees tonight.
Yeah, we had a lot more. Well, you have the religious holidays, too, that affect some games in the Big 8. But, more Saturday if you go to WIS Sports site. A lot of Thursday games and Saturday games throughout the year. Well, we had 4 Thursday games on our airwaves this year. So always a game somewhere in town.
Waunakee defeated Milton 38-0 yesterday. As Schultz, a little pitch to Meyer off the right side. He's got a little space to work, and he is brought down by his counterpart, Hayden Meyer, on the other side. Pickup of 5. Solid pickup on first down for Sauk Prairie as they're using a little tempo here. Schultz back to throw. Plenty of time rolling out to his right. Now faces pressure. Fires down the field. He's got a man. That's Frosch. Caught across the 30-yard line into Edgewood territory. And that was the big play Sauk Prairie needed to get this offense rolling. In business now.
Big play, Bowden. You betcha. All-conference receiver, one of the top ones coming back this year in the state. Only averaging about 10 yards a catch. He's had injuries, missed several games this year for Sauk. And the last couple games getting him back has been huge, as you can see on that one. Now that flips the field for Sauk.
Just like that. Sauk Prairie threatening. Give to Meyer up the middle, makes him one-man miss. Another one, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Edgewood on the board first, and Sauk Prairie responds in a hurry. Lawson Meyer.
65 yards in 54 seconds. That is efficiency for
Just
you.
like that. As the fight song bellows out here at Sauk Prairie Stadium. Keyser on to attempt the extra point, and that one sails clean through the uprights. And your score with 11:02 left to play in half. Number 1, Sauk Prairie 7, Madison Edgewood 3. Now that was fast. As Zimbrick on this presentation of PrepMania. Also brought to you by Pemberton Law. When life takes an unexpected turn, perchance like a quick touchdown drive, turn to Pemberton Personal Injury Law Firm. Pemberton's client-centered approach ensures you're treated with respect, care, and compassion. Never just another case. With offices in Madison and Baraboo, Pemberton has the experience to secure the justice and compensation you deserve. Serving clients statewide, there are no fees until you win. Trust a firm that treats you like family. Visit Pemberton Personal Injury Law at PembertonPI.com. And Dennis, you were talking about before the game, Madison Edgewood needed to pressure Landon Schultz, and ultimately the play that set up the touchdown had all day to throw.
Yeah, all day to throw, right. Lawson Meyer, the big one, that was his 7th rushing touchdown. He's got 1 receiving interception return last week for a touchdown, so he's been a big play guy. But the big one was the one to Bowden. Big play, Bowden.
Is that what they call him around here?
Yeah, but Schultz and actually did a feature before the season on those two, and now they both have had injury issues this year. But you can see that those are guys you game plan every game. And Frosch is used to double and triple teaming. With the addition of Brickle and with Kinney, the tight end, and with Keyser, now you've got more threats. So you can see he had some single coverage. Safety came over, but that was a big play to set up Lawson Meyer's touchdown run.
Swing of the right leg from Keyser as here comes Port the other way across the 15-20. He's got space, 30, stiff arm, 35, past the 40, keeps turning the legs.
40-yard return there for Port.
Heck of a return, averaging 22.5 on the season. Doubles it on that one, and just like that, Madison Edgewood has yet to start behind their own 40-yard line.
Well, I guess you could say the filling out period is over
yeah.
now. Field goal, touchdown, big return. You got some big plays out here. Now it's breaking up into a good game.
Could be in for a fun one, Dennis. As 7-3 your score, 10:53 left to play here in quarter number 2. Edgewood now looking to respond. Bagstad, 4 receivers. Melota in the backfield, play fake. Bagstad, keeper. Tries to make it back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him 1 on the play. Jadak and Brunig in on the stop, and it seems like they're in on almost every play.
Yeah.
Guess you don't have 94 tackles on a season for nothing. Jadak, 45. 14 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 forced.
And his brother Colin is the starting left guard. Actually left tackle tonight on the other side. So nice family connection there.
Yeah, not too shabby as Bagstad. Give to Melota this time.
Again, good tackle. Right up the middle.
Works his way for a pickup of about 2, setting up third down and long. 7 to be exact.
Yeah, Breinig again in there on the tackle. Just 2 yards on that play. Edgewood's had some good field position. Started out at their own 49, at the 46 for Sauk, and now they're 44 here, but only 3 points out of it so far.
Edgewood, 3rd down and 7 here. 9:30 left to play in quarter number 2. Big spot here in this first half. Bagstad rolling out to his left, fires and swatted away. Caden Hemsdorf coming up from the secondary and making the play. Ben Morey, the intended target. But the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. 4th down, forthcoming.
They don't chart passes Bronek up on the stats they have, but Hermsdorf leads the team according to the coach. Big play. The game that Schultz was out, he had to switch over to play quarterback, and that was the game they lost to Portage, and they really missed him in the secondary. Last week he was back at safety. Big difference against Stoughton, and you saw the difference on that play right there. Broke up a 1st down pass.
I apologize to Caden Hermsdorf. I have a typo on one of my spotting boards. I have him written down as Hemsdorf. It is Hermsdorf.
His dad came up to me after the game. His dad, I covered his dad when he played at McFarland, so I know the family pretty well.
Got to make sure I get that one right.
Yep, you betcha. He's a good kid.
As a false start, we'll bump the Crusaders back 5 more. Going to have to reattempt this punt. No shortage of penalties thus far either here in this first half. As Edgewood will reset, clean snap, pressure coming from Backerberg, but gets it away. Received by Gibbs at the 25, and he is thrown down by Seth Myers. Solid head throw there from the Crusader. Hope Gibbs is okay. As the Eagles will set up shop, looking to extend their lead from their own 31-yard line.
Their 4 possessions, the 20, the 20, the 35, and now the 31. But as we saw in the last one, only took them 3 plays to go to 65 yards.
They can move fast. See if they can press the issue here with 9:12 left to play in quarter number 2. Schultz, give to Meyer up the middle, and this time the Crusaders front 7 having absolutely none of it. Like Kitzmiller and Kolstad in on the stop.
Yeah, they said, no.
Yeah.
We'll give you 1, but that's it.
Not a short memory from this Crusader defense. Knew what to expect, you could say. As 2nd down and 9, 8:38 left to play here in this first half. Pistol formation. Bunch to the right as Frosch in motion across the left of the formation. Pitch outside to Meyer. Got a little space to work outside the numbers before Seth Myers is there to greet him. Pickup of 2.
Yeah, sweep's been good, but Edgewood reading the keys and kept that one within range. Just picked up, looks like 3 on that play. Yeah.
As the Sauk Prairie crowd getting into it below us. I was talking to one of the coaches ahead of the game, and Randy Wallace has brought in a stability to this Sauk Prairie Eagles program that it desperately needed. And the support has resonated as play fake here from Bagstad, little pump fake action. Looking for Bowden Frosch. Looked like it was supposed to be a stop-and-go route. But Frosch didn't go.
He got held up and then just stopped, yeah.
Was looking at the sideline right after
when the ball's
got bumped out
25 yards downfield, you know there's a little bit of miscommunication on the play.
Things didn't quite go to plan.
Normally they're on the same wavelength. They've been playing together since 3rd grade.
Wow.
Good longtime friends, and again, they've had their share of injuries. Tonight's senior night. They nothing better than to go out with a win because chance of them having a home game if they make the playoffs is pretty slim with a 5-4 record. So this will be it for these guys at home.
Yep, both teams win and in. Line drive. What a snag by Ryland Port. One-handed on the fly as he works up to his own 45-yard line. Goodness gracious. A frozen rope of a punt, and he spears it.
There's hang time, and there's line drives. And that was a line drive. Wow. What a catch, too.
Ryland Port showing off the dexterity of his fingertips.
If he's not on the baseball team, Rich Newton, the coach at Edgewood, should have him on the baseball team.
Yeah, we
That's
should
nice
look
catch.
into that.
Yeah.
Put that on the tape. As Edgewood will take over. Once again, starting from around the 45-yard line right there. Bagstad, give up the middle as Malota is stoned.
The Sauk Prairie defensive line right now is just no mas. You're not going anywhere.
Mason Betley flying in there once again to deliver the boom. 2nd down and 10, just over 7 to play. Here in quarter number 2, offenses had a couple of good drives each as now Cade Patterson checks in for the Crusaders, a big burly guy, 5'10", 215, and a little pre-snap motion. Make it an illegal substitution on the Crusaders. Bump them back once again behind the chains. We'll see how they can respond this time. Have not been able to figure it out thus far.
Sauk running a 5-man front now with the JDEC on the left end and over at Bentley over on the right side. That's where he got that pressure on the last play. Yeah, they flipped the 3-man. Last week they were primarily a 4-man front. Tonight getting back to some of that 3 and 5 mixture. Trying to keep the offense guessing here tonight.
You were talking, Schultz
Now they flipped Jadak and Bentley.
Sauk Prairie showing a little pressure here. Bagstad, play fake, fires out to Port as he is drilled by his number 3 counterpart, Wyatt Gibbs, making him pay for that reception. A hard-earned 2 yards on the screen pass. 3rd down and 12 for the Crusaders. Bagstad gets the play from his sideline and trots out to the huddle. And we have seen some absolute sticks from these defenders today. If you think these teams don't want to make the playoffs, you got another thing coming.
Yeah.
As Bagstad in the pistol, Patterson next to him. 3rd down and 12. Takes the snap, rolling
Pressure.
out to his right, pressure in his face, fires down the field, looking for Ganewick, but no dice. Jadak was bearing down on him, and that's a tough play as a lefty rolling out to his right. Had to spin all the way around to fire it. Props to him for just getting that pass off. But the Crusaders are going to have to punt it away. 4th down and 12, 5:47 left to play in quarter number 2.
This is a case of wasted opportunities. 4 times 40 and plus. Edgewood started, and all they've managed is a field goal out of it.
Not ideal, that's for sure, as Henry Clark barely
close.
gets that away. Pardon me, make that Hale Rickers as the punt takes a very friendly Sauk Prairie bounce, caroms to the 35, make it the 34, and nestles down there. A little bit better field position to start here for the Eagles after a cordial bounce on that punt.
Sauk would like to have a nice long drive. Edgewood will get the second half kickoff, and with the 7-3 lead, one series, boom, they're back in front. So Sauk wants to go in with a little bit more margin at halftime, and we'll see if it's a short drive or a long drive. Sometimes those
seems
short
like they're
ones
capable of both.
Yeah, more capable. Frosch lined up wide left.
Schultz brings the troops to the line. Pitch to the left to Meyer. He's got space to work across the 40. Tripped up near the 44-yard line. A.J. Charles may have saved a much bigger play as Meyer scampers for a gain of 15.
It was only a 23-yard punt, which gave Sauk's pretty good field position at the 34. And they promptly pick up 11 on the sweep left.
Almost made it all back. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 on the left. Schultz in the pistol. Play fake here. Pressure coming, and he is swarmed in the backfield. Alex Matsky there to gobble him up. Big loss on the play.
See him crawling.
Yeah.
That's his way of celebrating. That was a huge sack and tackle for loss.
On all fours because he's a dog.
He's a dog. I love it. It's a loss of 8 on that play.
I feel like negative plays have been the story thus far tonight, as neither team has been able to muster much juice after being pushed back, whether it on their own accord or by the other team. But the Eagles here are going to do their best. 2nd and 18, 4:20 left to play in the first half. Schultz flushed out to his right, pressure coming, just gets it off, finds his man, but it falls incomplete. Broden Frosch had it in his mitts, but the hit jars it loose. 3rd down and 18. And I don't know if you saw it, Dennis, but after the last drive, Schultz and Frosch actually had a little water cooler conversation, maybe hoping to get back on the same page. And that was almost an amazing find by Schultz in duress. Frosch just couldn't get it done.
Eagles a lot of confidence in Schultz, able to make plays, calling audibles at the line of scrimmage, but just finding the right guys at the right time. But he sat out a game, plus he was hurt and actually missed a game and a half, so it's taking a little bit of a while. And Eagles called timeout.
And with that timeout, I'm going to remind you that Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania is brought to you by Stoughton Health. Stoughton Health provides trusted care close to home. They're proud to support all of the area's student athletes and wish them all the best this season. From rehab to ortho care, Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more. And Dennis, Sauk Prairie facing 3rd and 18, 4:13 left to play in the half. You know Edgewood gets the second half kickoff. What do you do here if you're the Eagles? Do you go for the first down?
Yeah, I'd say see what they got in their playbook there to try to pick it up. But if you don't get it, you get close to midfield, then you're just going to try to pin Edgewood. You don't want to give them a short field, be able to punch one in here before halftime, knowing they'll get the ball back to start the second half. So, but Frosch, we've got some pretty good receivers here. This is probably the best receiving core they've had since Wallace has taken over, thanks to the addition of Brickle and Keyser, the soccer players. Kate Kinney said their tight ends had some big games here for him, too.
Yeah, he was targeted earlier, almost had an amazing one-handed reception. As let's see what the Eagles elect to do. Even giving it to Lawson Meyer, it's not necessarily given up on trying to reach the sticks, but Schultz back to throw. Pressure coming, rolling out to his right. Flag down, might be coming back anyway. Rainbows down the right sideline, and it is hauled in with a pass interference. Goodness gracious. Casey Brickle, how do you do? Unfortunately, though,
I think
more than likely these penalties will offset, and the big play will be for naught.
Oh.
As go for the first down they did, and showed they are more than capable.
Yeah, the flight came out when he rolled to his right. Somebody trying to give him a little bit more time. Yep,
as expected. Penalties. And just like that, it's 3rd down and 18 once again for Sauk Prairie. Let's see what Wallace can dial up here as a little magic by Schultz and a heck of an effort. Casey Brickle to haul that in through the contact and just the obscured vision from the defender in his face.
Casey's a pretty good basketball player, so we know he's got hands. He can catch the ball anyway.
Clearly, as Schultz back to throw, pressure coming again, fires to the left, and it's intercepted, picked off by Ryland Port. Coming back the other way across midfield, and he is stopped there. Another flag comes out. Lots of laundry here this afternoon, but Ryland Port with a momentum-changing play, jumping in front of Bowden Frosch.
Port making some big plays on the return game, and they're on defense, stopping a drive, but could be a personal foul on Edgewood.
He is shifty.
It's a hold
as
on the return.
Yeah.
Like illegal block.
It looks like the spot of the foul was the 47-yard line of Madison Edgewood, so that'll bump them back. Instead of starting the drive inside of Sauk Prairie territory, they're going to go all the way back to their own 37. Still not terrible field position.
Plenty of time.
One of their worst today, though.
3 timeouts.
Plenty of time here for the Crusaders. Bagstad back to throw, fires over to his left, got his man across the 40-yard line. That's Ganewick. Makes the snag. Gain of 6. 3:40 and counting left in this first half. Edgewood seems content to take their time. No rush for the Crusaders as the Sauk Prairie crowd getting behind their defense. And another flag before the snap. Might be another illegal substitution as the referee counts the number of men Edgewood has on the field. Getting an earful from the Crusader coaching staff right now.
Coach Norris not happy over there.
The indication appeared to be a legal substitution. We'll see what the call is.
Yep.
And that it is. And that will negate A.J. Gnawick's nice first down snag. And just like that, it's 2nd down and 9. Edgewood keeps moving in reverse. Let's see if they can reverse that fortune here as no dice. Hunter Malota taken down in the backfield. Jake Buckles there to greet him. Just like that, 3rd down and 9 with under 3 minutes left to play. 2:55 to be exact in this first half. Sauk Prairie still holding on to their 2 timeouts. Edgewood has all 3. More than likely, though, plenty of time.
So this could be
to
a long
operate.
3 minutes, in other words, right?
It could. One of those
use them or lose them.
Basketball type last minutes or 30 seconds, however long it ends up being. Then it turns into 15 minutes. We'll see. And on cue, a timeout from Jesse Norris and the Edgewood Crusaders. Going to take this time to tell you about the GRB Academy. GRB Academy wants to be a part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. With private instruction, group training programs, travel teams, GRB Academy prides itself on providing the highest level of coaching for the baseball player in your family. Visit GRB Academy for more information. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
I'm jealous. When I was growing up, you had to hope to get an open gym or something to throw a baseball around in the winter. Here, you can play baseball 365.
Got
awesome.
52,000 square foot facilities just for baseball. Not too shabby.
Great facility. Do a lot of good for baseball players.
I know I grew up playing rec ball, hitting the batting cages at old Shilbert Park down in Milton, Wisconsin.
I grew up wanting to play Major League Baseball. I got to cover it as a writer, but nothing like a day at the yard, I'll tell you that.
And nothing like a night on the football field as we're back to action. Bagstad pressure coming, flush to his left, looking downfield. He's going to tuck it and run, makes a man miss, keeps churning the legs, makes a spinning attempt towards the sticks. And let's see where they spot him. They're moving the chains.
First down run.
What an effort from quarterback Gannon Bagstad. Would not stop fighting for that marker and gets a friendly spot from the officials. 7-3 our score here. Edgewood now on the move. Just over 2 minutes to play. Bagstad back to throw. Fires over to the left side. Ben Morey had it in his hands. They're going to signal incomplete as Backerberg returns it for naught as Morey hobbles off the field. That was
Wyatt Gibbs on the hit there, number 3. That was another big time.
Yeah, Gibbs is he's brought the boom tonight, as that, with all due respect, was a hospital ball. Ben Morey put in danger there. 2nd down and 10 now for the Crusaders.
There'll be a lot of ice packs and ice baths after this game.
Yeah, for both of these teams. Pulling no punches. Bagstad back to throw. Fires over to his left. Gnawick tries to pluck it off the turf. To no avail. 3rd down and 10 now. Upcoming for the Crusaders. 1:50 left to play. And if you're Sauk Prairie, get a stop here, call a timeout. Got plenty of time to work down the field, as the Eagles offense has already showcased their big play capabilities. Edgewood hoping to not let them back on the field. Bagstad all alone in the gun. Takes the 3rd down snap. Looking over to his left. Got his man. That's Cade Patterson, as he is marked a half a yard short of the 1st down marker. Decision time for the Crusaders. Clock keeps rolling. Minute 30 now. As expectedly, the offense remains on the field. Seth Myers just off that line of scrimmage. Bagstad in the pistol. Straight drop, pressure coming, rolling out, and he is sacked.
Brian Breinig.
Brian Breinig with the massive sack on Gannon Bagstad, and it's a turnover on downs.
19,
Mason
Betley there to make sure that he did not get away. But that was all Breinig, middle linebacker, on the blitz.
Forced him to roll right into the waiting arms of Brian Breinig. And now, field position flips rather quickly. First down and 10 for Sauk Prairie from the 43-yard line of Edgewood. Edgewood gets the ball to start the second half.
It was a loss of 14 on that sack. Big turnaround.
Eagles lead 7-3. Minute 10 left to play here in the half. Little screen pass to Bowden Frosch across the 40. Lurches ahead to the 37-yard line of the Crusaders. And Sauk Prairie will use their second timeout.
One more to go, so they want to try to at least get the ball in the field goal range here for Keyser, and I'd say about the 25. They'd feel comfortable, so you need about another 12, another first down here would do it, and they got plenty of time to do that. But rather make it 14 to 3 versus 10 to 3 at halftime.
I would be shocked if they don't start taking some shots to the end zone here rather shortly with exactly a minute left and still a timeout.
Get it to field goal range and then take your shots and see if you can come up with it. Some sideline routes. But Edgewood's picked him off once here tonight. 6th interception he's had this year.
Yep. Under pressure makes a world of difference. It's 2nd down and 5. The teams trot back onto the field, and you can't even rule out give it to Meyer on a draw, a little sweep. Defense may not be expecting it. He's got the speed to burn, as we have seen.
I'd watch quarterback 2 Schultz here. Here's where you could pick up a first down for him just with his legs.
2nd and 4. Schultz, straight drop. Fires over the middle. Bowden Frosch as it skips off his hands. Zipped it over the middle. May have been just a little bit behind the intended target. 3rd down, 57 seconds left to go. And now, once again, if you're Edgewood, they don't convert here. You may still have time. Schultz looking to make that moot. Pressure coming. Gets away from the defenders across the 30 and pushes ahead inside the 25 to the 22. Little magic act from Landon Schultz in the backfield.
That's what I was looking for. He has a tendency to do that. Coming in, he's had a pretty good year running the ball.
Edgewood had him dead to rights. Schultz now back to throw. Plenty of time over the middle and misses his man Bowden Frosch just past the outstretched arms. 43 seconds left in this first half. 2nd down and 10.
Definitely in field goal range inside the 40.
And Schultz had Frosch open. Frosch had about 2 steps of separation.
That would have been a touchdown if he could have connected.
Back to the drawing board for Randy Wallace and his Eagles.
Here's where we got to take care of ball security. Take care of the ball. Cannot afford to pass this opportunity up.
Schultz brings the boys to the line. Back to throw. All day
Good
back
pressure.
there, fires over the middle and almost intercepted by Cash Soma back there.
A lot of bodies in the same area there. Everybody was a little congested.
May have been a little bit more miscommunication. Soma was the nearest one to the football. Couldn't break on it quite fast enough to cause the turnover, but now 3rd and 10 from the 22-yard line of Edgewood. 38 seconds left to play. 1 timeout left for Sauk Prairie. 2 timeouts left for Edgewood. As here comes Landon Schultz. Going to be a give to, no, play fake to Meyer. Now a screen pass back to him. Juke move at the 20 and is brought down from behind by Jackson Kitzmiller at about the 15. 4th down. Sauk Prairie hustling to the line. 20 seconds left to play in the half as Schultz looked like he was signaling timeout. No dice, 15 seconds left to play. Play fake. Schultz rolling out to his right, fires to the flat, and he's got his man. First down yardage for Bowden Frosch and the Sauk Prairie Eagles. 8 seconds left. Inside the 10-yard line now. You maybe got 2 shots at the end zone. Excellent decision-making there from Landon Schultz on the rollout. And Bowden Frosch getting past the first down marker as Madison Edgewood will call their second timeout. Make sure the defense is set up exactly how they want for what could be a game-defining sequence here at the end of the first half. Sauk Prairie leading 7-3. 8 seconds to go.
That's 7 plays in 62 seconds. That's efficiency for Sauk Prairie. Made some big plays there. The run by Schultz, and then being able to find Frosch open, and then that little pass, that dump pass to Meyer. That could have been
me fooled. It looked like Meyer had the ball, and then Schultz kept it and flipped it back to him. And Dennis, if you're Sauk Prairie here, you say you don't get it here on this first shot to the end zone. Do you kick the field goal, take your points?
Yep, take the points. This game here, it's going to come down to probably a field goal at the end of the game with both these kickers.
It certainly might, as we shall see if it gets to that point. First down and goal from the Edgewood 9. 8 seconds left to play here in the first half. 7-3, Sauk Prairie leading the Crusaders. Have a chance to extend that lead here. Schultz takes the snap. Pressure coming, and he is brought down, loses the football. As a flag on the play as well.
Oh, the last thing you want to do is push him back.
Yep, in the area of holding. 3 seconds left to play now, and holding is the call. And with 3 seconds left to go, looks like it'll be Nick Keyser's time to shine. As you said, Dennis, 7 for 9 on field goal attempts so far this season.
Looks like they're going to mark this one at the 27.
Back down to the...
So 37-yard field goal attempt.
As
Edgewood calls the timeout.
Didn't see which side they signaled, but regardless, yep, it was Sauk Prairie actually called the timeout.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't ice their own kicker. As
it was Edgewood, I would have called one.
Maybe. Just want to make sure. Do you call a timeout now if you're Edgewood? A little gamesmanship, a little double ice.
Yes. Well, that's a tough play because you're looking the difference between a 26, or was it a 36-yard field goal attempt here?
And he was sacked on the play. Would have bumped him back. Looked about 7-ish yards anyways. Yeah. However, every yard counts. 3 seconds to go. Last play of the first half here.
36-yard attempt here.
Nick Keyser on to attempt, and they do ice him as his first attempt would have been true. A boot and a half from Nick Keyser. However, nothing to show for it yet as the double ice is in effect. As you said, Dennis, you can't take him with you. Might as well use him.
Why not? What did they say? 2:45 to go. They're all used to timeouts. This is going to be a long few minutes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dennis, sometimes you are something of an oracle when it comes to these things. A little too accurate in this case.
They're doing it too long. Yeah. 2 seconds to go here. Now, So
and
36
now,
again.
with no timeouts remaining for either team, this will officially be the last play of the first half. 2 seconds to go now.
There could be a penalty.
You never know. Forget what I said. Lines are down. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is no good.
Wide right.
Wide right for Nick Keyser, and the ice pays off for head coach Jesse Norris and the Edgewood Crusaders. We head to halftime. Your score remains Sauk Prairie 7, Madison Edgewood 3. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. We're going to step aside for about a minute. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, and we wouldn't be able to do this without our presenting sponsor, Zimbrick Honda, as they have been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They are your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road to check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their car selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. And Dennis, the score remains 7-3, Sauk Prairie on top of Madison Edgewood. And what did you see from the first half? What has made the difference so far in this game?
Too many penalties. The one drive Sauk Prairie had, 3 plays, 65 yards. A couple of big plays there, and then capped by the 26-yard touchdown run by Meyer. Other than that, on every drive, there's been a penalty. We had an interception. We had 2 missed field goals. So a lot of pressure here on these kids. The winner definitely going to the playoffs. This is a playoff game a week before the playoffs start. And you can see, I think they're both really feeling it right now. But, again, it's going to come down to the kickers. That was great strategy at the end. Sauk called his timeout, but then they called one too. And Coach Norris, like I said, use them or lose them.
Yep, and that one paid off.
Paid off, and now Edgewood gets the ball to start the second half. The last 4 minutes and the first 4 minutes, that first half and the second half are most important. We saw here that Sauk Prairie had a great stop and had a chance to put some points on the board, was unable to do it. Now Edgewood wants to be able to come out, and they get a touchdown. They can take control of this ball game right away in the second half.
And as you mentioned, win and you are in for Sauk Prairie and Edgewood. However, while these kids are obviously feeling the pressure right now, they're going to be going out to win. No one's playing to lose. However, neither of these teams are in a terrible spot if they lose tonight, correct?
Right. If Sauk wins because of that win over Stoughton last week, that was a big one for them. So in tiebreaker, that should get them in. Edgewood's going to be a little bit more dicey depending on the results of some games tonight. So that's why the first thing is to see what all the scores are. And then we could used to be able to kind of anticipate. Now they do this reveal show.
Yeah.
So don't bother staying up or looking at stuff, people. You got to wait till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm going to be covering a cross-country meet. A great one is Badger South, South Sea, Edgewood, and Mount Horeb will be two of the schools will be and Sauk will be schools competing in it. But
nice.
Yeah, I'll have my my TV set, whatever.
Yeah.
So
dialed in,
as
making
soon as I get home, and the Badgers are on the road.
Northwestern, the baby stadium. I know tomorrow. One, I respect the fact that you're covering cross country as a former cross country runner myself, and two, tomorrow I'll be watching my former fraternity house, the Fratican, taking on the Carroll House in a flag football game. The War for the Oar should be very fun. I wish we could call that one, Dennis. That would be great.
That's great.
Little flag football tussle between the two Catholic men's houses on the University of Wisconsin-Madison's campus. That should be a great time, but we are having a great time here this evening along with you.
So when you were in school,
Prairie.
who had bragging rights when you were in school?
So we lost the first two games. They had bragging rights for the first year, the first 2 semesters, but then my senior year we came back, won the last 2. The last year, chef's kiss. It was phenomenal. I had, not to brag, I had 3 interceptions in the final game. I made sure to show out in my final efforts on the football field. More than likely will not be seeing the gridiron anytime soon. However, that was a phenomenal time. And
now you're up here. It's like my buddy Chris Oldak, who's in Cleveland now, when talking about his days when he was a wide receiver and whatever. Going, it's a lot safer up here now
that
as you get older. So, but remember, that's a lot of fun. And these kids are having fun. This is great. It's senior night for Sauk, so they really want to go out, and most likely it's the last home game because of how the seedings work. If you're a lower seed, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going to be on the road, and that's what either one of these teams will probably be. But yeah, just a lot of great hitting tonight.
Yeah, these defenses are flying to the football.
You can feel it up here. I mean, you hear the cracks. That's when I used to work for the Cap Times and the State Journal. I'd be on the sideline. That was before we had all the social media stuff. You have to be. We're stuck up in the press box, but you'd be down there. You'd hear like the crunch of the turf when it was frozen, and this was when it was all grass, and you knew that ground was like rock hard,
like playing on concrete.
Oh God, yeah. But the contact of the kids, and then you hear all the little stuff going back and forth. That was priceless.
Yeah.
But this is a great stadium. When they passed the referendum up here, they had done a survey. The facilities for Sauk Prairie High School were used a higher percentage than any other high school in the state.
Wow.
This community really responds. It's really athletic. And so for them to add the field and then to build a natatorium for the swimming, where they have 2 pools in there now, and they hopefully they're hosting sectional. Hopefully they could get a state meet here at some point. They've done a great job. And then unfortunately, the softball fields, they've had some issues with that. And then we talked, off mic about their baseball stadium up here is great. So
beautiful
Sauk's got some,
facility.
And that's what it's all about for the kids: the experiences, be able to compete in these sports, and then the community members being able to use the facilities too, the youth football, and all the recreational activities. When you have a community that is this much into it, that makes a lot. Now, on the other side, my son went to Edgewood. They still can't get lights at that stadium. That's my rant for the night.
Frustrating.
Yes, so the neighbors, they should be able to have 4 or 5 home games there a year. and hopefully that'll get taken care of down, but I don't know anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's been frustrating. But the facilities, that's very important for the whole 4-year experience in high school. And it's not just sports. We're involved with football and other sports, but band. Jesse Nelson was in the band. He talks about his days at Muskego, how important that was to him.
Have a beautiful band playing right now, given their performance.
We had the choir behind us for Sauk Prairie. They had not only football, but they'd sing the national anthem before their basketball
games. They were good.
Games.
This is one of the better renditions I've heard.
Yeah, it's outstanding. So school's about academics, but it's about all the other activities that make a school and make a community, all the socialization, which is why when the pandemic, when stuff was shut down, it was so tough on kids because they need to be social. They need to be doing stuff like this and to be out here. Now for the fans to appreciate the band at halftime. I remember when McFarland, Bill Garvey was their band director down there. They'd come out and have like 500 kids. Was almost everybody in school. If you weren't playing football on a fall team, you were in the band. Even if you were in another sport, you were probably in the band because it was important to have that sense of community. And they really do have that up here. And Edgewood does the same thing. Their community service days, they do. That's what makes high school sports, I still think, the best bang for your buck and the best thing you can do.
Yep.
Support your local high school.
Few things better than high school athletics and activities. And before we head to our halftime break, before we say so long until the second half, Dennis, what games, if you're a Sauk Prairie or Edgewood fan watching at home right now, what games do you need to pay attention to for the WIA playoffs?
Well, that because we don't know, depending on which sections you're going to go to. For example, like a Verona in Division I, they could be going up north because Division I, I think all the unbeaten teams were in the south. And they're trying to spread out unbeatens. And again, it's computer now generated, so we have no idea. But I know in the Badger Small, Mount Harbor Barneville is trying to run the table. They got Portage. Portage is 2-4. If they get a major upset at 3-4, that would put them in the playoffs. So I know they're looking at that one. The Badger Large, the big one tonight, DeForest and Sun Prairie East. DeForest, they only had one non-conference game because Reedsburg didn't play their first two games. One was supposed to be against DeForest. They're 3-3. If they beat Sun Prairie East, they'll in. If they're not, they're 3-4. They're on the bubble too. So these are all teams. It's Badger Large, Badger Small. But when we get back to the regular anything non-football, these teams are all competing. The Badger Small this year, only 6 teams. That's kind of a thing that a lot of the coaches talked about. They were matched up with the East Central, which means you got games against now Watertown and Beaver Dam. It used to be in the Badger, Large, or Small. You're going Kewaskum, Port Washington. I used to live in that part of the state. That's a drive.
That is not in the general Madison vicinity.
No. You want to have 18 leagues like the Big 8 does, like the Badger Large does. The Capital's only a 16 league. You like to see more teams there too. Actually, the Capital's now an 8. That's right. That one switched over this year. East Central, though, is only a 6. But anyway, tonight, it's like you said, a win and you're in, and the second half could be a lot of good hitting. And one of the keys for Sauk Prairie was win the turnover battle. They're losing it right now. The interception that could come back to haunt them. And for Edgewood, wasted opportunities. When you have the ball and you're 40 close to the midfield on 4 straight possessions and only get a field goal, that's wasting opportunities.
Neither of these teams hope to worry about the playoff implications once that clock hits triple zeros at the end of the fourth quarter. As PrepMania, brought to you in part by Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy Wealth Management, they believe in the continued development of partnerships for good within their communities and giving back where they can. The team at Canopy emphasizes building local relationships and believes that values matter and strengthen their communities. When you work with Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com. There are approximately 6 minutes left in this halftime break. We will talk to you at the start of the second half. Stick around, don't go anywhere. You are listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania as we get started here, or we get ready to start this second half between the Sauk Prairie Eagles and the Madison Edgewood Crusaders. Riley Yauk and the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here with you for what's shaping up to be a good one in a win and you are in scenario. Dennis referred to it as a playoff game before the playoffs earlier, and their offense is hitting hard, offense is struggling, penalties plaguing both teams so far and miscues. We'll see which team can sharpen up.
The first half, 29 plays, 55 yards offense for Edgewood, and Sauk Prairie was 26 for 117, but 65 of that came on that one touchdown drive.
Yeah, that one drive by Sauk Prairie with a couple of big plays, ending in the Lawson-Meyer scamper into the end zone. Really the only large plays of note as Nick Keyser boots it away to start this second half. End-over-end kick. See by Hunter Malota at the 5-yard line. Cutting back, works his way up to the 25-yard line. That may be the worst starting field position for Edgewood all night.
That is true.
Used to starting around their own 40, 45, maybe midfield into Sauk Prairie territory. We'll see if they can mount a drive here to start this second half. Trailing Sauk Prairie 7-3. Gannon Bagstad bringing the Crusaders to the line. Going to be a give up the middle to Malota to start across the 30, 35, 40, and as we mentioned, penalties plaguing this game so far, and we already have 2 on the field through approximately 1 offensive play in this. The referees discussed. One came from the secondary. It appeared to be play. Could be on the hit. The first one in the vicinity of holding. As the referees discuss, let's get the call.
Mass defense.
And just like that, we have offsetting penalties, and we will restart the second half. 11:48 to go. Still 1st and 10 for Edgewood.
Second time. It's not quite like our Mount Horeb Stoughton game where we had 4 flags go down and 1 play.
Yeah, that was something.
Penalties. Yeah. Like, hello, it's a party.
That was probably the most laundry I've seen. Yeah, all different parts of the field, too. That was something else. Prairie and Edgewood trying their best to replicate it so far. Bagstad takes the snap. Going to be a give to Malota again, and he is driven down. Breinig once again on the stop. In on most plays this evening. He is everywhere. Nonetheless, pickup of 3. As the Crusaders look to mount some sort of momentum on offense. We haven't seen too many penalties on the defensive side of the ball that haven't been offset by respective offensive ones.
Wait, it'll come.
Yeah. Knock on wood as Malota gets the carry again, and nowhere to go.
Lawson-Meyer.
Looking like Jake Buckles in on the stop. Couldn't tell if that was Jadak or Buckles. Give it to Buckles. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and 3rd down and long. Forthcoming for the Crusaders. 10:30 to go here in quarter number 3. 7-3 our score.
Big stop here coming up for Sauk Prairie because you want to have then a short punt and have a shorter field here. Edgewood wants to pick up a couple of first downs to be able to flip the field.
Yeah, Sauk Prairie, not the beneficiaries of much good field position in the first half. Hasn't mattered. Bagstad over the middle behind the intended target, Ganewick. Couldn't quite connect on that one as Bagstad has struggled to throw the football so far this evening. 10:04 left to play here in quarter number 3, and the Crusaders will punt it away.
Keys are definitely winning the edge on punts. Sauk has been able to flip the field here with some short punts and some long ones. A couple of 42-yarders. We'll see what happens here.
As it might be an offsides as a short punt bounces at the 50, takes a friendly Crusader bounce, and rolls slowly to a stop at the 34-yard line. However, it appears Trent Backerberg may have gotten a head start. As Dennis, do you happen to have the statistics on how many penalties have been called today?
I stopped counting about halfway through the quarter, but I can come up with them.
Fair enough. No need to busy yourself if it's too difficult, as the call ended up being on the Crusaders.
4, 5.
As Randy Wallace and the Eagles will make Edgewood do it all again. Friendly roll turned a very short punt into a not so bad punt.
We had 9 in the first half, including one was an offsetting. And now this is our second. We had an offsetting and now another one here.
Our amazing video producer Pablo Iglesias has just informed me that our video stream is down. So if you're watching, please stick with us. We are working diligently to get that back up. In the meantime, I will start calling it like it's on the radio, as that punt is almost blocked. Takes a short Edgewood bounce at the 50-yard line, hops out of bounds at the 44, and that is where the Eagles will set up shop with 9:44 left to play. 7-3 still our score. 33
yards on that punt. And again now.
Good call by Randy Wallace to make him repunt it.
Yep. So we're going to start on the 43, it looks like.
Almost seems like the reverse of the first half, where Sauk Prairie got the ball to start, promptly went 3 and out, and gave Edgewood good field position for pretty much the entire half. Now Sauk Prairie taking over from their own 43-yard line. Referees halting play for this drive, and now we'll get things rolling. Schultz, going to be a give off the right side to Meyer. Tries to fit through the hole. A.J. Charles make that. Seth Myers says no dice. Going to be a pickup of about 3 yards on the play. On the right hash. 2nd down and 7.
Ride him cowboy like a bronc.
Yeah,
just busting
jumped
that
on his back. As Sauk Prairie now comes to the line. 2 receivers out wide, 1 on each side. That's Casey Brickle and Bowden Frosch. Shotgun set here. Meyer in the backfield with Schultz. Going to be a give off the left to Meyer, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. Tackled for about a 5-yard loss.
Okay, Daniel Lee, 51, was the first contact on that play.
As Edgewood not fooled by Lawson Meyer that time around. Crusaders defense toughening up here. 3rd down and 11 now, 8:40 to go. 7-3 Sauk Prairie leads. Schultz in the pistol here, Meyer behind him. Bowden Frosch lined up wide to the right. Sauk Prairie working right to left here. Ball center hash. Schultz back to throw. Fires over to the right side, got Meyer at the 40. Sheds a tackle and falls forward back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 2. And Sauk Prairie now will punt it back to the Crusaders. Good stand by this Crusaders defense.
Yep, Keys are in for another punt.
See if the Eagles start to play the field position game a little bit as the clock drips under 8 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Ball in the right hash mark from the 43-yard line. Keyser gets the snap. Booming punt. Nice spiraling kick received by Ryland Porter, zone 10. The left side working up past the 20, 25, and he is brought down there by 3 Sauk Prairie defenders, the chief of them being Jackson Martin.
46 yards on that punt for Nick Keyser. Came in averaging about 36 yards a punt. All of his punts have been above that tonight, so that average is going to go up a little bit. But
Not too
just
shabby.
what they needed after a stop there.
Sauk Prairie defense, speaking of averages, averages giving up about 18.5 points a game, almost 19 points a game, doing a swell job this evening. Edgewood only 3 to show for it. 7-3 our score, 7:42. Edgewood now back with the ball, working left to right, ball in the left hash. Give to Cade Patterson up the gut. Plows ahead for a gain of maybe 1. They're going to give him 2 to be generous. 2nd and 8. Ball on that left hash. Bagstad gets the play from Jesse Norris. Didn't see who was in on the tackle. 7:18 left to play. 7-3 our score. 2nd down and 8. Pistol formation here for the Crusaders. 2 tight ends on the right side of the formation. 1 receiver split out wide on each side. Bagstad play action. Rolling out to his left. Pressure coming. And he is sacked. Jackson Martin and Riley Jadak swarm him. Jake Buckles jumps on the pile for good measure. Make that Mason Bentley.
Bentley's the first one that got him, it looked like. He
Pardon
raised his
me,
arms
not
just to let us know who did it.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Mason. It looked like 17 to me, but he's standing in front of the students section with his arms raised in triumph. Much easier to see that 9 and a loss of 12, or make it 14 on the play.
As 2 sacks for 14. 1 was on 4th down.
The Crusaders all the way back to their own 13-yard line. Bagstad takes the snap, screen pass up the middle.
Bentley again,
and there is nowhere to run for Seth Myers. He picks up maybe 4 after the reception, but not much else, as it's going to be 4th down and a country mile for the Edgewood Crusaders, as it appears our video stream is back up and running. Shout out Pablo Iglesias for all his hard work. He's been the video producer on, I feel like, almost every single one of our PrepMania broadcasts. This guy's a pro's pro over here, working through the technical difficulties. Thank you for bearing with us.
Too bad he's a Bears fan. Though.
Yeah, that is highly unfortunate. As Edgewood punts
I had
it away.
to get a shot in there.
Good punt. Gibbs receives it as 48, spins out of a tackle at the 42-yard line of Edgewood, and is driven down there.
Nice return by Wyatt Gibbs there on the punt.
Yep, looked like Will Morey was at the bottom of the pile.
Looks like he'll pick up 13 on that return. Great first time starting in Edgewood territory tonight. And we got a flag.
Another flag, this time on Sauk Prairie, a personal foul.
It's one of
on
those
the
games.
return. And that it is. As just when it seems like an offense is set up, like they're guaranteed to score, they're guaranteed to have some momentum.
And they're guaranteed to have a penalty.
Start moving back in reverse as the stripes look to measure out where exactly this penalty happened and push them back from there. And instead of starting from the 40-yard line of Edgewood, they'll start back at their own 46. Still not bad field position whatsoever for Sauk Prairie. Winning the field position game, pardon me, they're bumping it back even farther.
They're moving it from the
spot of the foul, I'm guessing, which is way back now, all the way at their own 31-yard line.
28-yard difference there. They lost 28 yards on that penalty.
Goodness gracious, and just like that, field position no longer a real factor.
I would not want to be in the
Prairie
film
offense.
session on Monday when they talk about that penalty.
Nope. However, a win for whichever team ends up going out and taking
a win
it.
Would make
we'll soften it a little bit. Be a little easier to stomach knowing you're in the playoffs. Schultz now in the pistol. 2 receivers split out wide each side. 2 tight ends on the left. Going to be a give up the middle to Meyer. Not much room to maneuver. Seth Myers bringing him down. Let's see, Jackson Kitzmiller in at the bottom as well.
You know what I like about Meyer? He falls forward a lot.
That he does. That he does. You don't see him driven back all that often He's a tough runner.
That's that linebacker in
5'8", 165. Not a
afraid.
huge build, but, man, he's physical. Schultz fumbles the snap, hangs onto it, flips it to Meyer. Broken play could be really good, and another flag down in what should have been a first down completion from Schultz to Meyer on a busted play is going to come back for holding. And, Dennis, have you ever heard of the term ref ball?
I think they know they're on television tonight.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Making sure some good tape is given out to their supervisors at the WIAA.
Jeez.
You know, referees are critiqued too. And today they are making sure that they call everything they see. You know, you said it was a playoff game before the playoffs. I hope this is just personal preference, not indicative of the referee's performance. I just hope that the referees in the playoffs don't call as many penalties.
I'm good at math, but I'm going to need a calculator to figure out yardage after this one.
I apologize. It's going to be a little read option here. Schultz keeps it and is slung to the turf, loses the football. He's marked down.
He hit.
As couldn't tell, maybe that was Carter Soma flying in from the secondary to make the tackle. Didn't quite see it in real time regardless.
No gain.
Loss of a couple.
No, I think it's still
Still
the 24.
Make it 3rd and 17. No gain. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Guys, the goalpost is that way, to the left. They keep going to our right.
Keep going backwards. 3rd and 17. 4:02 left in this third quarter. 2 running backs set.
Whoa.
Another bad snap. Schultz
and another
hangs
flag.
onto it, and
another
penalty. How many just on it? 5? 4?
A false start.
As a false start, potentially. Was that everybody but the center, or was that just the center making a bad snap? I'm having trouble keeping up at this point. 3:56 left to play in quarter number 3. 3rd and 22 on the way here for Sauk Prairie. This drive should have started at the 41 of Edgewood, and they are now all the way back to their own 19-yard line.
To put it in perspective,
Wow.
we played just over 8 minutes. We have 6 penalties.
That is something.
And 4 possessions.
As at this point, you just hope that a penalty doesn't decide the game come crunch time, as once again the Eagles line up in that 2 running back set. Schultz, clean snap this time, clean pocket as well, all day to throw, winds up,
baby.
rainbows down the middle, Bowden Frosh.
Oh.
Too short, doesn't quite reach him. He had a couple steps on Cash Soma out there defending, but it falls incomplete, and no choice but to punt it back to Edgewood if you're Sauk Prairie.
That was a potential 81-yard touchdown pass going awry. Now, if Edgewood's got a punt block, this would be a great opportunity to use it.
Swing some momentum their way. 3:31 left to play in quarter number 3. 7-3. Sauk Prairie still leads. Little bit of pressure. Keyser gets it away. Wobbly end-over-end kick. Takes an Edgewood bounce and rolls sideways in Sauk Prairie territory to the 47-yard line.
Back into
No
Sauk
penalty. I guess you
territory.
can't get a block in the back if you don't return the punt. Wise, potentially, by Ryland Port to risk the bounce. And now Edgewood, once again, great field position. See if they can make something happen here. They've struggled to cash in on lots of these golden opportunities, all but one to be exact.
That's where they needed a really good punt. That one only went 28 yards, but he was lucky to get it off. Great pressure up the middle and avoided the block, but had to probably get it off a little bit sooner than he wanted to.
Bagstad. Back to throw. Pressure coming. Steps
There it is
up,
again.
and he is brought down. Looked like Jake Buckles, the first one to wrap him up and spin him down to the turf, as both of these offense just can't go forward.
Yep, Lawson Meyer in there, and also Mason Bentley. But Buckles, you're right, first contact. And now another loss.
This game has been something else, Dennis. Defensive masterclass on both sides of the football. Sauk Prairie clutching to that 7-3 lead. 3 receivers here, pistol. Bagstad, straight drop.
Pressure again.
Fires over the middle, and that was picked off by Backeberg.
45.
Backeberg,
45.
see you later.
55 yards.
Pick 6, Sauk Prairie. His 3rd interception on the season cashes in. It's 13-3, Sauk Prairie, and that was the momentum-changing play both of these teams were looking for.
You could just see it develop there, right there, and he got it in stride, broke through, used his speed. Track. Should be on the track team.
He
I
could.
believe he is.
That long stride. Ryland Port attempted to make a shoestring tackle at the end. It's not enough. And Keyser on to attempt the extra point. High snap. Kick barely gets up, but it is good. As with 2:27 left to play in quarter number 3, this game may have just taken a turn. Sauk Prairie leads 14-3 over Madison Edgewood. As PrepMania brought to you in part by Daniels Construction, as Daniels Construction is a proud employee and family-owned business serving South Central Wisconsin for 71 years. Joining an award-winning, self-performing contractor committed to quality and excellence in every project. They offer multi-trade career opportunities with on-the-job paid training and career growth opportunities. Whether you're looking to start a new project or a new career, Daniels Construction is building better futures, people, and communities. Visit danielsco.com to learn more. And as it figures, as I'm doing a read, there's another penalty, and Nick Keyser is helped off the field by his teammates. I missed what happened. I was following the ball, but that was very close to being blocked. Could have gotten rolled up on. And another injury. You hate to see it. You saw Jack.
He's jogging now. So
now he's jogging. You can see a little bit of a giddy up in his step, but being able to jog is a good sign. You saw Jack Halloran taken off the field earlier, unable to put any weight on his leg.
I'm not sure who was the backup kicker. They didn't have a backup kicker, to be honest, coming in. They didn't have a kicker after graduating an all-state kicker from last year. When Keyser decided to come out, that was, well, there's your punter, your kicker, and kickoffs. He does everything, but he's out there.
Yeah, you
in
hate
case
to
where he
see
got
that.
shaken up a little bit, his teammates got him off, but he's a senior. He wants to play. It's only his only year playing varsity football, playing football at all, and he's making the most of every moment out there.
And he's trotting back on the field to attempt this kickoff. Love the toughness and the grit from the senior, as it must have been a roughing the kicker penalty. I apologize.
Yep.
I was not listening while I was doing my read. Keyser will now be able to boot it from the 45-yard line.
He put it through the goalpost at this point.
He probably could. I believe it was a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a game you were doing with, Hunter, where they had a very similar situation and hoped that they would give a little pooch, maybe an onside. We could see it.
That's what's got the guys up there. They're looking for one. They don't have anybody back deep, figuring that's going to go into the end zone.
Yep.
If they don't do a shorty.
Wise
Nope, he's coming
play.
out, and now 10's coming in. That's Parker Frosch.
Younger brother
of Bowden Frosch.
I would assume.
Yep, he's backup quarterback. Actually, third-string quarterback. When they started, when Schultz was out, Hermsdorf was their starter. But here's their. He'll be in the battle for the quarterback with Hermsdorf next year. But with Caden, he's such a valuable player on the defensive side. Parker's going to get a chance to win that job too. But now we'll see what he can do here.
And it actually appears to be Caleb
Brainig
on to attempt the kickoff. And, yep, they do attempt an onside. Patterson is there to fall on it. Cade Patterson, wise to just fall on it. And now, not terrible starting field position for Edgewood. However,
I don't know. They can't do anything from there, so maybe that was a good thing to do. Don't kick it deep. Kick it short. So it's going to start on the 34, yeah. Well, a little bit of breathing room for Edgewood now. It's a 2-score game.
14-3 your score. Sauk Prairie leads Edgewood.
Second week in a row last year. The first score in the second quarter was Lawson Meyer going 48 yards. I was here. It was right in front of me. It was like, you can see, came running at the 50, caught it at the 48, and went in untouched in the end zone. And Backerberg says, okay, anything you can do, I can do better. I'd taken mine 55 yards.
Just to flex on you a little bit. A little friendly competition on this defense.
So now we're back even on the turnover battle. But they got a plus, I think. You get extra points for turning it for a touchdown.
Turning it into a touchdown counts more. And we have another flag of who would have guessed? As it appears there was a legal procedure on the kicking team. 2 people lined up behind the restraining line, I believe were the words of the referee.
But they're not.
Good-natured jeer from the Sauk Prairie
Are they doing
crowd.
anything? It's still at the 34, though.
I'm not sure. Maybe they just, they
that a
decline
warning?
the penalty
Okay.
and we'll just take the ball.
They don't want to give him another chance to do it outside or kick it in the end zone.
I would not either.
Take it right
Wise decision, in my opinion.
So another
by Jesse
penalty, but
Norris.
this one's declined.
Yep. May be our first declined penalty of the evening.
We're going for 20. We're at 15 right now for the game.
As this Sauk Prairie crowd back in the game now, 14-3. Bagstad back to throw. Finds his man across the 35. Pushed out of bounds and taken down at the 38. Ganewick on the receiving end of that one. Pickup of 6. Good rhythm throw for Bagstad. Get his confidence back, potentially. As that last pick 6 was Bagstad's 5th interception on the season. Interceptions have plagued him of sorts. 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the ledger now. Bagstad back to throw. Looking to his left, fires that way, and there's a nice throw. Ganewick again makes the snag. Maybe just need a little wake-up call as Bagstad moving the Crusaders down to the 49-yard line.
Backerberg there on a diving attempt trying to come up with the interception. Not able
fit
to
it into
reel
a tight window, did Bagstad. The lefty slinger looking to make up for his mistake. Pistol formation here. Takes the snap, give up the middle to Patterson. He's got space up across the 40-yard line into Sauk Prairie territory. They mark him down at the 36-yard line. Strong run from Cade Patterson, making the 37 as Edgewood now hustling to the line. Maybe a little bit of momentum here churning. 1st and 10. Bagstad give to Patterson again off the left side and drags a couple of defenders inside the 35 near the 30-yard line. They mark him at the 31. Pickup of 6 on the play as the clock hits 1 minute left here in this third quarter of play. Edgewood trailing 14-3, but on the move. 2nd and 4 from the 31. 2 receivers out to the right. Seth Myers in as the H-back. Melota back in at running back. Give is to him off the left side. He's got some space up past the 25-yard line. Drop down there. They'll put him at the 24. And now we're seeing some rhythm from Edgewood.
3 first downs in 5 plays on this drive here. They're trying to get up on the board here before the quarter ends. Don't know if they'll make it or not, but
35 seconds left in quarter number 3. 2 receivers. Myers lined up on the left side. That formation. Melota in. Little touch pass to Myers. Tries to shed a couple of tackles, but cannot make it past the 3rd.
Bentley and Meyer, Lawson Meyer.
As Meyer was all over him. Just like that, the positive momentum. Not so much as they move backwards yet again, as has been all too familiar this evening for both offenses. They'll have a 2nd down and 14 when this fourth quarter gets underway. Your score through 3, Sauk Prairie 14, Edgewood 3. PrepMania brought to you in part by Madison Axe. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Check out the buzz at Madison Axe, your state-of-the-art entertainment spot with 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target, projection, and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard. 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, and more. Perfect for a night out with the family or parties. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. Sauk Prairie maybe making a trip to Madison Axe if they can finish things off here in quarter number 4 as they're jumping around.
Jump around comes to Sauk Prairie Eagles Stadium.
You'll also notice they do the 1st and 10 Sauk Prairie call and response, similar to the Badgers. Can't hate on the local high school adopting the traditions of the local major university. Sauk Prairie showing pressure here to start this fourth quarter. 2nd and 14. Bagstad, little shovel pass forward. That was an incomplete pass. He threw it forward looking for Myers. But it falls incomplete. Little triple option action there potentially for the Crusaders. And just like that, it's 3rd and 14. Edgewood, this drive showed so much promise.
Be a big stop here for Sauk if they can do it, keep them out of the end zone.
Touchdown and you're right back in this. If you're Edgewood, even a field goal turns it into a 1-score game again. 11:55 left in this one. 3rd down and 14 from the 27 of Sauk Prairie. Bagstad in the gun, hustling his guys to the line, and they may have been running out of time on the play clock as Edgewood has to call a crucial timeout in this fourth quarter. Could prove costly if this game remains close down to the wire. But if you're Jesse Norris, want to make sure you have the right play. You can't go back another 5 yards and make this 3rd and 19.
Well, it's 5th home game for Sauk. They've only given up 33 points in those 5 games. 30 of them were to Mount Horeb, and all 4 of those touchdowns were in the first half. So Sauk Prairie defense has been a different animal here. The Eagle has been different at home than on the road. That's where they've struggled.
More of a Griffin, some other large Eagle mashup, as Trent Backerberg putting 7 on the board for this defense. And that has been the difference here in the second half. 14-3. Eagles on top of Crusaders. Bagstad from the gun, fumbled snap. Ball is kicked around a little bit. Scooped up by the Eagles. Sheds a tackle. Does Myers just trips up and falls into Edgewood territory, but a turnover nonetheless. And that is the different animal right there, Dennis.
After an interception last week, he was looking for a scoop and score, and that would have been a huge play right here. But, again, great stop, able to keep Edgewood out of the end zone, and now give the offense the ball back on the Edgewood side of the stripe. Huge play again. The defense have just come up between the sacks. A lot of pressure there on that play. It just blew it up in the backfield, and Meyer able to come up with a big one. So now, yes, one of those keys, turnover battle. 2 turnovers for
back
Edgewood,
on the
1
side
for
of
Sauk.
Sauk Prairie. Bagstad and Patterson just couldn't quite get the handle. Mistake at the mesh point as pressure coming. Give to Myers up the middle. Fights forward for a gain of 1. But now,
this is where,
time not an issue for Sauk Prairie.
But this is where the clock is the enemy of Edgewood. Sauk wants to take as much time off as they can, run the ball, keep that clock moving. No incomplete passes. And punch one in here, and that could be the difference maker. That could be the dagger.
And on this senior night, the Sauk Prairie seniors making a massive difference, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Trent Backerberg, Lawson Meyer, forcing pivotal turnovers as Schultz in the pistol. Play action. Fires over to the right side. Got his man. That's Frosch across the 40-yard line near the first down marker. And they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10, Eagles. And Dennis, I think they're smelling blood in the water.
Yes, they are. Needed 9, picked up 9 on that one. Now keeps the clock moving.
10:45 left to play. 14-3. Eagles on top. Edgewood bringing some heat. Schultz across the middle, got his man, past the 30-yard line.
Number 2.
Cade Kinney on the receiving end. Sauk Prairie cruising now, pickup of 8. 2nd down and 2 as the clock approaches 10 minutes. Left to play in quarter number 4. Landon Schultz, over 1,000 yards passing now on the season, trots to the line, give up the middle to Myers, head of steam, and picks his way for a 1st down to the 25-yard line. Under 10 to play in this one. And that clock just keeps on a-ticking. .940 left, 1st and 10. Little pitch outside to Myers. Got space, but this one is more than likely coming back. As the line judge, it's a nice soft underhand toss of his yellow flag, and holding it is. And nothing kills a potential game-ending drive like penalties, and they have been aplenty today. It'll be 1st down and 20 now for Sauk Prairie. If you're Madison Edgewood, feel like you got to take advantage of this and get off the field in 3 plays. Schultz communicating something with Myers. Going to be a little screen pass out to the right. Seth Myers in pursuit, and Kitzmiller from behind cleans up. Going to be a loss of a couple more. And bump them back. 2nd down and 22 now from the 37-yard line of Edgewood. 9 minutes and counting left to play in this one. Edgewood might need a turnover, a big play, something along those lines. Seems like it's desperation time for the Crusaders. 8:45 left to play. 2nd down and 22. 14-3 lead for Sauk Prairie. Going to be a false start and back them up some more. The Edgewood D-line was all over it. And make it 2nd down and 27. They may be up 11, but they cannot escape the grasp.
One
of the yellow
offensive
flag.
drive is all we've had tonight, really.
Yes.
Honest, the 3-play touchdown in the first half for Sauk.
And it was a very short drive, not enough time for penalties.
Only 3, yeah. If it would have gone 4 or 5, I'm sure
then we're talking. That's completely different. It's a whole different world. As 8:30 and counting, 2nd down and 27 for the Eagles. Back to the 42 of Edgewood. They're not going to signal the jump. Schultz back to throw, looking deep all day. Finds Meyer on the left side, past the 35, 30, 25, lowers the pads, and a pickup of 25 yards on 2nd down and 27. No one home for the Edgewood defense, and just like that, the Eagles back within striking distance. Make it a pickup of 23.
That's a chunk play if there ever was one.
Mm-hmm. And shockingly, no hold.
Into the red zone.
Maybe both teams expected an offsides to be called. Regardless, 3rd down and 4. Big play here. Schultz going to keep it himself. Tries to lower the pads past the sticks. No dice, says Mikey Hackworthy. First time we've called his name here this evening. delivers the hit, 4th down and 1. And you got to feel, Dennis, this is essentially the game. And even if Edgewood gets a stop, it'll be an uphill climb to get back in this one.
You trust that offensive line for Sauk Prairie.
Schultz under center, QB sneak. He's got it, and more to spare. 1st down and 10 for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. Under 7 minutes to play. Leading at 14-3. And an absolute gut punch
Needed one and
for
got
that
4.
Edgewood defense.
Yeah, the clock keeps moving. One more and this could do it. Boy, the Sauk Prairie defense has been playing tonight. It's been phenomenal.
Even, as I said, even if Edgewood did get that stop, it's hard to imagine that Sauk Prairie defense giving up 2 touchdowns. But still, it's high school football. Crazy things can happen. Under 6.5 to play. Give to Meyer, little double reverse. Here comes Bowden Frosch on the other side.
Touchdown.
Got a couple blocks. Touchdown, Sauk Prairie. A dagger through the heart of the Edgewood Crusaders, delivered by Bowden Frosch.
12 yards and the touchdown. Perfect handoff to Meyer from Schultz. And the nice pitch. Looked like he'd been doing it his whole life.
Hey, you can tell they've practiced that play, as Bowden Frosch may have just punched the Sauk Prairie Eagles ticket to the WIAA playoffs. Keyser recovered on to attempt the extra point. End over end kick is straight through, caught by a willing middle schooler. And your score, with 6:18 left to play in this one, Sauk Prairie 21, Edgewood 3. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, of course, brought to you by Zimbrick Honda. Zimbrick Honda has been a part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
9-play, 52-yard drive. Even more important, 5 minutes, 28 seconds off the clock. Basically took half the 4th quarter here, and now with an 18-point lead. I do not think we'll see an onside kick this time.
I would highly doubt
Put this baby as far as you can, Nick. That's what his coach is telling him right now.
That would certainly be a choice by Sauk Prairie.
Good to see Keyser back out there. He was helped off the field after his previous extra point, but looks like he's okay.
Hate to see injuries, especially this late in the season. And always good to see someone return from injury.
Well, especially his teammates help him off the field.
Yeah.
And then he runs.
And then he starts jogging.
We're like, whoa.
Maybe a little gimp, but not much as Keyser.
There's your end
no
zone.
worse for wear.
Yep.
As backs him up into the end zone. Melota, no choice but to accept the touchback.
That's the added weapon he's provided to this team this year. He's put more than 70% of his kickoffs into the end zone. And big one right there now. We got to make it. Edgewood 6:18 to go. They've got to go 80 yards to try to get back in this ball game.
They'll need to do it a few times now. Only 2 timeouts as well. Had to call one earlier to avoid a delay of game before the crucial fumble. And Dennis, I feel like we've been looking for a decisive drive by one of these offenses all game, and Sauk Prairie finally delivered it on their last one.
Yeah, with a little trick play on the end around. Nice reverse. And, of course, Frosch, their big play. Bowden comes through with that one.
Had a couple tonight. Bagstad all alone in the gun. Fires, little curl route for his man as he is brought down from behind.
Lawson Meyer.
Ganewick.
Ganewick on a catch.
Modest gain of 8. You'll take that as Edgewood has to hustle now. Under 6 minutes to go. Ganewick, the most sure receiver for Bagstad tonight. as he's back to throw. Fires over to the left side. Too tall for Ben Morey, who's hammered down. Ben Morey's been on the receiving end of some hard hits from Wyatt Gibbs. You mentioned earlier he's might be taking an ice bath tonight.
Yeah, Gibbs came into the season in the running back spot here that Meyer ended up taking over. Lawson did a good job. They wanted to get Gibbs on the field. They moved him at cornerback, and he's been a big part of their defense. When he was out a couple games, that's when they struggled. He and Caden Hermsdorf have been a good 1-2 punch back here for the Eagles.
5:46 to go as this Sauk Prairie crowd gets into it. Ben Morey makes the catch this time, but once again is flattened by Wyatt Gibbs, who might have just received a personal foul penalty. Looks like he led with the head just a little bit there. We'll see what the call is before we speculate. But Ben Morey plastered yet again, this time at least for first down yardage.
You hope it's not a targeting call.
Do they have targeting in high school?
If they have it, you're done for this half, and then it'd be the first half of the next game.
And for Sauk Prairie, if Wyatt Gibbs is ejected for targeting here, he will be out in the first half of their first playoff game, which would be critical for this defense and a massive loss. We'll see what the call is. Seems to just be a standard personal foul call. And I definitely don't hate that as just a fan of high school athletics. Never want to see a kid get ejected. He's playing hard. He's hitting hard. He's hit hard legally most of the game. That one, not so much. Edgewood in to Sauk Prairie territory. 5:38 left to play. First down and 10. They trail 21-3. Pressure coming. Bagstad stepping up. Fires down the middle of the field, but way too far for Ganaywick. Maybe about 7 yards too strong. But at least if his guy couldn't get it, no one could. Avoids the third turnover. 5:32 left. Second down and 10.
This defense right now is playing on pride. They've given up 4 touchdowns in four and almost 5 games here, 4 3/4. And they like to keep it at 3.
This Edgewood offense maybe also playing for pride. Hoping to squeak into the playoffs if something doesn't change fast. This one would have been coming back anyways, but Wyatt Gibbs, who else? There to level A.J. Ganaywick, who may be a little shaken up.
Defensive holding.
While we await the call, Pablo has just informed me that the Wisconsin Badgers volleyball team has just defeated the Oregon Ducks, the 11th ranked Oregon Ducks. Wisconsin ranked 9th, 3-1 at the Fieldhouse.
No sweep. Hey, that's a W though.
Yep. The streak is over as the holding call.
Offensive holding.
Will bump the Crusaders back. A microcosm of this game in a nutshell. I guess that was redundant, but regardless. Badgers volleyball, victors over the Ducks. Very dominant performance. You love to see it from our volleyball team as Bagstad drops to throw, fires over the middle, almost intercepted. Backenberg wanted another one. Ben Morey able to get just enough of it to prevent that one going the other way, and that could have been another pick six.
This defense is definitely taking on a big dog mentality. I mean,
they are flying.
When you talk about a team defense tonight, they've been able to put great pressure on Bagstad with the number of sacks, and then their secondary has been pretty flawless.
And come playoff time, team you don't want to see, one with a good, hard-nosed defense. Like this Sauk Prairie team. Bagstad to throw. Miscommunication with his receiver as it falls incomplete. 4th down and 20 now. Edgewood no choice but to go with 5:12 left to play in the 4th quarter. Going back to women's volleyball here for a second. I believe the Badgers had a 5 or 6 match sweep streak, was it?
I think it was 5 in a row.
Fortunately, they don't continue that.
Another ranked team to knock off a ranked team, get them moving up in the polls a little bit. But it doesn't matter what their record is right now. We have the best, I believe, the best coach in the country, Kelly Sheffield.
I would agree, as what matters come playoff time. And this is the game. 4th down and 20 for Madison Edgewood. Bagstad back to throw. Got his man. That's Ryland Port. Pardon me, A.J. Charles on the reception, but it doesn't really matter as he is nowhere close to first down yardage, and that should just about do it. Turnover on downs for the Crusaders. 5:04 left to play in this one. Sauk Prairie leading 21-3 over Edgewood, and now you start to look ahead to the playoffs, Dennis. What seed do you expect Sauk Prairie to be?
5-4 record. You're probably looking at a 6, 7, maybe an 8. Depends on if you got a 3 and 4 team in conference coming in. But with a 5-4, you expect to be on the road for the first one, and that's where they need. They've had just almost unbeatable at home, except for the Mount Horeb, which is going to run the table for the 4th straight year.
As Myers sheds a tackle across the 35, making the 45 inside the 40. First down and a few more for Lawson Myers, still running strong.
He is the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going.
Here late, and it looks like we got a line change for the Eagles. The starters will come off to a polite ovation from the Sauk Prairie crowd. Clock ticking under 4:40 left to play.
The seniors start to celebrate here.
Sauk Prairie crowd now on their feet, thanking the seniors. First down and 10. Schultz remains in the game to run the offense. Pistol here. He'll keep it himself, and nowhere to go. Jackson Kitzmiller meets him in the hole immediately. Going to be a loss of a few.
Braden Schaff, number 4, in the backfield there. And here comes the
Here
line.
comes the offensive line, as well as what looks to be the backup quarterback, Parker Frosch. And a special standing ovation for this quarterback, Landon Schultz. On his senior night. Frosch and Schaff now in the backfield. Frosch takes the snap, little pitch. Whoa, way behind Schaff. And they may have to bring the starters back in. Here comes Edgewood. Seth Myers scoops up the fumble into Sauk Prairie territory at the 31-yard line. Disastrous for the Eagles. The only thing you couldn't let happen with 3:28 to play, maybe a little bit of life for this Crusaders team. Myers had his sights set on the end zone. Slung down from behind.
And you're not pulling your defense. Your defense is going to stay
And maybe
out
a face mask. And they're going to be all the way up to the 15-yard line. Get a quick strike. You're still down 2 scores. However,
onside kick.
Game not quite over yet. Just,
yeah,
just when you want to celebrate if you're Sauk Prairie.
I saw a Lafollette game at Middleton one year where Lafollette was down and they did 3 straight onside kicks and got 2 of them scored. And it was like, oops, this one's getting closer.
Yep, Edgewood only needs 2. Bagstad in the pistol, first down and 10. Best opportunity of the day for Edgewood. Got his man across the 5-yard line. That's going to be first down yardage. It's on the far side. Looked like Ganaywick, and it was. Sliding catch
Gibbs?
Injury. Maybe Gibbs. I don't. Looks to be. After playing such a fantastic game, kicking the ground Potentially in frustration, pain, can't tell. But
Here it comes.
he jogs off the field, which you love to see. But just like that, Edgewood threatening. 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go at the 4-yard line. Edgewood trying to mount a furious comeback in what would turn this game into an instant classic. Bagstad give up the gut to Seth Myers, spun down by Backerberg. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 4. You still got to go fast if you're Edgewood down 3 scores. Bagstad gets his guys to the line. Myers remains in the backfield with him. Snap, going to be a keeper for Bagstad. Tries to bounce it out, and he is slammed down to the turf. Goodness gracious.
Jamison Llewellyn, the freshman there, number 50 with the tackle.
6'1", 205-pound freshman. Not a bad build, but as has been the norm this evening, 2 flags.
Llewellyn, freshman, off-season workouts this summer. He was in the weight room a lot, and they had a lineman camp over at DeForest. And one of the seniors was watching him and told the coach, I think he's going to help us this year.
Yeah.
And then first game of the year against Baraboo, he was starting the defensive line. So could be looking at a 4-year guy coming here. Offensive side, they had another freshman, Austin Urban, that stepped in last week when the starter was out for the game, and he showed well at.
And unfortunately, as impressive as the young freshman has been, it appears he may have been flagged for his tackle.
Oh, no, we're going 15.
Wow. So they may have penalized Llewellyn during the play on the tackle, but maybe some extracurriculars afterwards from Edgewood pushes them back to the 20-yard line where they will face 2nd and goal. If that doesn't sum this game up, I don't know what does.
Every time they get something good to happen, they get a penalty.
On the precipice of their first touchdown, Bagstad still looking to get it, and no!
Brian Breinig on that almost interception.
Breinig with the lurk has it fall out of his hands.
Work on the hands there, Brian.
Yeah.
That was the tough one. He was jumping
That was
up,
a good effort. He jumping, yep.
Falling backwards.
Tough play, but still interrupted the flight pattern as it fell incomplete. Now 3rd down and 20. You got 2 shots at the end zone. Here if you're Edgewood. Your defense gave you a breath of life. See if the offense can make it count. Bagstad rolling out to his right, fires to the end zone, in and out of the hands of his intended target. Looked like Ryland Ports, if I'm not mistaken. And now 4th down and goal from the Sauk Prairie 20-yard line.
Hermsdorf on the defense on that last one. But plenty of help over there.
Double coverage, it appeared, at least, for Sauk Prairie. As Myers trots back onto the field for the Crusaders. And we thought their last drive was it. This is officially it. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. 21-3 Sauk Prairie on top. 4th and goal from the 20. Bagstad takes the snap, back to throw, rolling out to his right. Fires into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Hermsdorf almost had an interception. Myers may have had a shot at it, but it falls incomplete. And the Sauk Prairie Eagles are going to walk away with a win and a playoff berth on senior night.
First playoff appearance since 2019. Clay Iverson was the coach.
5 years.
And Randy Wallace was an O-line and D-line assistant coach on that team. So it'll be his first trip taking the team to the playoffs.
Should be a fun experience for these guys, and you never know. You saw Stoughton's run last year in the playoffs. You can't count out any of these teams.
Right, with a 3-4 conference record, yeah. You know, every year you seem to get some team to state that comes in with a barely above 500 record that makes a great run.
Frosch takes the snap, pressure in his face immediately, and he loses
another
the football
fumble
again. Scooped up by A.J. Charles. Touchdown, Madison Edgewood. They respond with the defensive touchdown of their own, and every time you want to count out the Crusaders, they just keep punching back, 21-9, with 1:52 left to play. Just when we try and start talking about the future.
It has not been a good night for Parker Frosch. I'm sorry. Sophomore is kind of getting baptism by fire here tonight.
Yep, but more than likely.
Win the game and learn the lesson,
Exactly.
and next year come back. It's not about falling down. It's about picking yourself back up.
Exactly.
So, I'm sure Big Brother Bowden will be on this case.
Oh, goodness.
Give him a hug and kick him in the butt. Tell him to go back out there and keep doing it, buddy.
Yep.
He'll be all right.
As long as Sauk Prairie is able to finish this victory off, if somehow they lose, I don't think he's getting a pat
no.
from anyone.
No, and now we got not another. What's going on here? Got a delay? Okay. Oh my God, no.
Almost another penalty. High snap, fumbles it. Port picks it up, going to try and run it in for the 2. And he fights forward, but can't quite reach the goal line. A fumbled snap, and another flag comes out after the play. Maybe a little extra barking after that one. And it's just a roller coaster of emotion for both teams.
We've had a lot here tonight, haven't we?
21-9.
Our first game was Brookfield Central and DeForest with the linemen putting in the 2 in overtime.
Yep.
So and then we go, and then we had a blowout. So we've had some good games together.
We have had some good. We're getting the entire gamut of high school football.
That makes it fun.
Yep. You never know what to expect. You can have a sophomore backup quarterback coming in who fumbles twice and gives up scooping scores. Then you have a botched snap on the extra point.
So scoop and score for a touchdown. Yeah, I haven't. Jesse Nelson, his favorite play is the safety.
Yeah.
We had a Stoughton game a couple years ago where there were 2 of them and almost a third one, and he was in 7th heaven.
Yeah.
But haven't seen one this year in the 9 weeks of regular season play.
I know I haven't. I've now seen 2 defensive touchdowns just this evening, which is always fun.
We've had 4 touchdowns, 2 defense, 2 offense.
Perfectly balanced.
Where's your bingo card for high school football plays?
I feel like I may have a blackout after this evening. As long as penalties are factored into the equation somewhere.
We've had pretty much all of those tonight, too.
Yeah. Just about anything you can think of, it has happened, as the personal foul penalty will back this kickoff back to their own
Refs
25.
get paid overtime for calling penalties?
I should look into that.
Is there under how many penalties you call?
WIA needs them. Maybe I could throw a bunch of flags too. Make sure every game goes to OT.
Hey, as long as we don't get one up here, right?
Exactly. As
there
onside
it
kick
is.
attempt, little roller. And was it touched by Sauk Prairie, though? No signal. Edgewood signaling that it touched and recovered by the kicker.
Had to go 10 yards.
Will Kelly. It did not go 10 yards, but who kicked it forwards? Referees discussing, Edgewood pleading their case. And Edgewood signaling that it's their football. Referees still discussing.
Obviously, nobody's got a date after the game out there. It's after 9:30 here. It's a long game.
No one's rushing as Sauk Prairie's offense walking off the field.
Oh, look at it. Over the bench, there it is.
Someone flying a drone over here as well, getting some good footage of what has been a wild game here at Sauk Prairie Stadium. And Edgewood recovers the onside kick just when you think it's over. Oh, goodness gracious. Minute 52 left to play. Edgewood with a pulse, down 21-9, only 2 timeouts remaining. They got to go fast, and they got to score 2 touchdowns. Field goal is out of the equation after a botched extra point. Will not allow them to get it within 3. Bagstad with a chance to be the hero. Back to throw. Fires over the middle, tipped up in the air, and almost intercepted. Mason Bentley had a read on it. Off his hands, intended for Dylan Krantz. First time I've called his name this evening as well. Minute 47 left to play. And Sauk Prairie sweating it out tonight.
The game that would not end.
Nope. Wouldn't have it any other way as 4 receivers. Patterson in the backfield. Bagstad back to throw, rolling out to his left, stepping up in the pocket, wings it deep. Krantz is open. Little short and broken up by Jackson Martin. Krantz was behind the coverage. If Bagstad was able to get that to him, we may have been looking at a 69-yard touchdown pass.
Double coverage there, both Hermsdorf and Martin on the play. But if he could a little bit harder, could have threaded the needle a little bit.
3rd down and 10, minute 38 to go. This Sauk Prairie crowd a little more tense than it was just a few minutes ago. Bagstad looking for his man, Ben Morey. Wyatt Gibbs jumps the route and swats it away. 3 passes that could have been intercepted. And now you think the game is on the line. We have said that now. This is the 3rd time. However, I am fairly confident this time with only 2 timeouts for Edgewood that if they do not convert this 4th down, they are probably not going to win.
Get the ball back and just take a knee.
Yep.
Just take knees. Yeah.
Even give them the timeout. Give it back to them. Just take the knees, erase the clock. As this crowd frantically yelling for their defense to make one more stop. Bagstad to throw. Got time. Over the middle. Ben Morey in and out of the hands. And that should finally do it. Turnover on down. Sauk Prairie will bring back out the starting offense.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. However, with the Sauk Prairie starters back on the field, I am significantly more confident than I was.
Unfortunate victory formation.
Yes, unfortunate turn of events for Edgewood there as Bagstad had men open. Morey had it in his paws.
Wasted opportunities for the Crusaders tonight now. Yep. Too many.
That has been the story for Edgewood. And Sauk Prairie looks like they will escape with a victory.
There you go.
As the senior Landon Schultz takes a knee on senior night. And it doesn't appear Edgewood will be using their timeouts as the clock ticks under a minute 15. Sauk Prairie lines up at midfield. Only 2 more steps necessary.
Yep.
Schultz waits, may only need 1 more. As he will take this all the way down. Takes the snap with 45 seconds to go. And that should just about do it. We'll see. Edgewood has not left the field yet. Sauk Prairie will need 1 more snap. 30 seconds to go. Schultz takes his final knee. And that finally is it. The Sauk Prairie Eagles victorious over the Edgewood Crusaders tonight on senior night, 21-9. Man, we saw it all tonight, Dennis.
Incredible. again, defense wins championships, and it won the game tonight for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. He had the touchdown on the interception return, which gave him the second score, and that ended up being the eventual game winner. And then last week it was 7 sacks. Tonight there were sacks, but a lot of passes broken up. I thought the secondary probably played their best game of the season for Sauk Prairie. Gibbs and Hermsdorf back there, Jackson Martin, they all had passes broken up. Bentley was back on a few. Backeberg gets a 55-yard interception return. Second week in a row the defense has scored for Sauk Prairie. And they end the season giving up only offensively 4 touchdowns. This was the defensive score they gave up tonight. And like last week, the students are running out to celebrate. And then you they will have the senior walk going the length of the field to honor the senior class, since they'll be their last home game of the year.
Nothing beats tradition. Very few things beat high school football, as the seniors, the student section, and the entire Sauk Prairie football team gathers at the goal line for one final time this season. Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, of course, brought to you in part by Zimbrick Honda. As for over 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. When we return, we will name our Pizza Hut Player of the Game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Bucky wants a Honda with lots of headroom.
Zimbrick, Fish Hatchery Road.
Something with room for all your friends, right?
These are the people who take good care of you.
It's gotta be red, of course.
Get to know Zimbrick, 'cause you deserve it.
Zimbrick Honda. Hundreds of options. Zero hassle.
Zimbrick, Fish Hatchery Road.
Welcome back to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, and without further ado, it is time to honor our Pizza Hut Player of the Game.
Pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust. Cut into 16 snackable.
No one out-pizzas the Hut, and no one outperformed this player tonight. The Player of the Game is presented by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Dennis, who is our Pizza Hut Player of the Game?
Only touchdown for Edgewood was scored on the scoop and score off the offense.
Yep.
So I think we'll give it to Trent Backeberg, 55-yard interception return, his 3rd pick of the season. 2nd week in a row that they've intercepted a pass and running back for a touchdown. Last week it was Lawson Meyer. But I think, defense wins championships, and right now it won a playoff spot. First time since 2019. Sauk Prairie's back to the playoffs. And on senior night, couldn't be a better present for the senior class in their last home game. And last time in front of the Eagles fans here. Last week was homecoming, and they beat Stoughton 34-0. And then tonight could have been a better 2-week span for the defense, for the senior class, and for the Eagles program in general.
Yeah, congratulations to the Sauk Prairie Eagles. And Dennis, where can these players, and especially Trent, find his nearest Pizza Hut?
Well, just off Highway 12. Not too far from the stadium. We're about a mile, I think.
Okay.
So, yes, and I've gone by it every time you head up to the Dells. You go right through downtown, stoplight over the river, and it's about a mile down the road to your right. So right on Highway 12.
All righty, I would stop by there. However, I already had Pizza Hut for lunch and an early dinner. So maybe, I don't want to try and out-pizza the Hut because no one can out-pizza the Hut.
They're going to celebrate there, so you're not going to get into the place.
Exactly. I wouldn't even be able to get in. So there's no point in us trying to make it there. as it's time to introduce Pizza Hut's new tavern-style pizza, an upgrade to their classic crispy thin crust. Cut into 16 snackable squares and loaded to the edge with bold, flavorful toppings. That's perfect for sharing with your family at home or on the road after the big game or a big win here at home for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. Find the nearest location and order online at pizzahut.com. That's pizzahut.com. Go thinner, go crisper, go bolder. Go get the new tavern-style pizza only from Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Dennis, any final thoughts today before we sign off?
Winning in, Sauk Prairie's in. Edgewood will have to wait till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to see if they get one of those extra spots as a 3 and 4 finisher in conference play. But it's been a good season. A lot of injuries for Edgewood, and unfortunately tonight, penalties kind of bit them in the butt there. They just could not get an offensive drive going. But Coach Norris has done a great job with his program. A lot of young players on this team. They'll be back next year, and you hope they have one more together. You hate to end your season with a loss, but it's been a good season for the Crusaders, and we wish them well.
Yes, and thank you so much, Dennis. We've had a phenomenal regular season here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, and thank you so much for coming along for the ride. We will see you in the playoffs, especially if you are the Sauk Prairie Eagles. For one final time, for Pablo Iglesias, for the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, I am Riley Yauk. Your final score, Sauk Prairie 21, Edgewood 9. This has been a presentation of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.